Okay, I think I invited you.
All right, 1 second.
Mhm.
All right,
Okay.
cool.
Have you been playing Chess Arena at all?
I played on Saturday.
So,
Are you just learning or have you been playing?
Um, I would
Oh, Jesse's
say
here.
a little bit. Hi, Jesse. Sounds like Jesse's gonna
Okay.
play Chess Arena soon too.
I played for the first time yesterday and I couldn't stop playing it for like 3 hours. Like, I guess because usually in battle royale games I'm really bad, but because it was chess, I wasn't so bad. So I got to experience the addicting part of battle royale games.
So you're cooking.
I'm, you know what? I'm a self-proclaimed cook chef. Like I the thing is though that as I got higher rank, I started going to the harder lobbies and then I was getting destroyed.
Is that how that works?
I think so. I think there's like a matchmaking system. Otherwise it wouldn't be fair.
That's cool. All right, so yeah, you're getting better. You're gonna have to give me some lessons in return.
Oh, chess arena?
Yeah.
I fear that there isn't a ton of strategy. I think it's very like if you know how chess pieces move, um it's more like that. I think it's more just knowing the little tricks.
I think I know how the pieces move.
Yeah, yeah, I think I know a little bit better just because um just like because I do, but you'll get there, don't worry. It's okay.
Oh, thanks.
Hmm.
I feel like it's really hard for me to play with all the abilities. Like I haven't been able to incorporate them into anything. Um, and I just hang my king all the time, even to the bots.
Yeah, I mean the bots the bots, you know what's helpful? The bots will like tell you something after your move. So if you mess up really bad, like sometimes they'll say something to you, if that helps.
Really?
Yeah, they give you little pointers and hints. You could use
That's
those.
crazy. I didn't even know that. Um, all right, well,
I'm done with that. The bit is over. We could put it to rest.
guess there's the events on like Friday, right? That you're playing in. I guess I'm playing in it
I don't
too.
know if I'm playing. I don't know
Uh,
if I'm playing in it.
you might, you may,
But
you're
I
gonna
will find
prep.
out.
You're gonna
Yeah,
prepare
oh
for
yeah,
it.
for
Cool.
sure. And also, even if I don't end up playing in it, I will still be playing the game because I think it's fun.
Awesome.
And I had like a developer of the game in my chat yesterday. That was really awesome. I got to like tell them how cool it was.
Was it Gerber?
No, Gerber
Just
was there, but it was antimicrobial. That's their tag.
oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I talk to Gerber all the time. I hope he'll show up in the chat eventually today. We'll see. Um,
You gotta
but
summon him.
yeah, or maybe just appreciate him enough and it'll work. But anyways, you want to go into this lesson? So how often have you been playing chess? Like I guess you haven't played OTB in a while, but you've been playing online consistently or not as much?
Yeah, I played OTB. Um, when was it even? Um, it was a couple months back. I think it was like March or something. Um, I think we did review some of those games.
Okay.
April. Yeah. So I don't think there's anything more to get out of them. But I've been playing online and I feel myself getting better, but I think there are still some hindrances that it could be good to get an outside perspective. And I feel like you always give me good pointers, so
Cool. All right. So what time control have you been mostly playing?
10 minutes. And I think you recommended 15:10, but like I feel that I've worked on the time management. It's better.
Okay. Yeah, I would say 15 cents good if you're trying to like ease into longer time controls, like specifically for OTB or like classical or
Yeah,
whatever. But if you're just playing online, I feel like 10 is like if I were to play rapid or if I'm trying to increase my rapid rating specifically online, 10 is my go-to time control for rapid at least. I rarely play it, but I just hit like both 2300 and bullet and blitz again, so I'm like I have to get
congrats.
my rapid up. My rapid apparently is at its peak rating, which I didn't realize until after. But yeah, I'm happy to watch you play some 10-0 and we can review the games after.
Perfect. Okay. So, all right, I'll just do what I did last time. I'll take my headphones off.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Ugh. I think D4 is the move. Okay.
All right, I've got the game pulled up now. So we have a Alpine Sicilian. I don't know if I taught her this or she plays it, but I certainly play this. So, um,
These feel like natural moves.
yeah, everything's so good so far. Yeah, I love that Physic knows that Sabrina played in April,
Uh,
and she thought she played in March. All right, so probably we want to get the last minor piece out.
G5.
Yeah, she's thinking about going here. I think any of these three squares are good. I wouldn't want to go here. Yeah, here,
Thinking a little long.
this is definitely very standard. I would say that h3 is a
I
good
don't
move
want
to
to give
invest
them
here,
that move.
because knight here is kind of annoying. If we play like queen d2 immediately, knight g4 also prevents the bishop from going to h6. But queen d2 is also just a very normal move. Computer loves this d5 push all the time. Okay, so she's played h3, very very solid, just taking away knight g4 options or bishop g4 ideas as well. Bishop g4 can be annoying to undermine the defense of d4 sometimes, but the bishop on e3 helps defend it. We have b5, and the bishop tucks back to d3. This is a very, very solid move
Um,
because after b5, there's
I
the
want
idea
to
of
push a pawn.
b4. So here she's considering pushing. There's also a3, and we can also follow through with
But which one?
the idea queen to d2. There's also this idea rook c1 because sometimes knight
Could
to
also just go
b4
here.
is annoying. She goes rook to e1. It's a solid development move, but
Now this could be
maybe
better for
not the
me.
most effective. This was not prepped. Queen c7 helped guard that. There's the rook here, so she will get a discovery on the knight, but there's no good discoveries is the problem.
This,
So she just played this really
you
quickly
take, and
without
then do I have
calculating.
some sort of like
And her opponent's also playing super
Tempo
quickly.
on the queen or no?
She will get a tempo, but the question
I
is she
just
going to
feel
get
like I
anything
gotta
out of
take
it?
advantage of this now.
Unfortunately for her, she just has to take, and there's just going to be nothing there. So she's spending a lot of time now, but it's a little late. She should have spent this amount of time before you make the pawn push.
What about bishop f4?
Thanks, guys, for the follows.
Or the
Appreciate it.
check? Not good.
We're watching Sabrina play 10-minute rapid in chess.com's pool. She's about down 3 minutes, which is kind of a lot already, to be honest. It's a 10-minute with no increment.
Here they
What's up,
go.
Jordan? So yeah, she's looking, I mean, like the most
Yeah,
aggressive
this
really
is
you can
annoying.
get
I
would
just lost a
be
pawn.
like bishop here to trade, which would be
And I'm
kind of
trying to
okay.
justify it.
But yeah, there's really no weaknesses on dark square. She does go for queen h6, or sorry, bishop h6. The downside is she's trading pieces when she's down a pawn. She might get the e pawn depending on where the bishop or the queen goes. The other good news is look at how good this bishop is. The queen could line up
They can go
threatening
back
mate,
and protect the pawn
but the
there.
knight and the bishop
I think
cover both of these squares. So the queen might have to step backwards to try to line this up, and that'll be kind of annoying for us.
we have to find a weakness.
Looks like I'm coaching a lot now. I coached
Interesting.
Jesse
Okay.
one time like last week, and now I'm coaching Sabrina one
They're still
time this week.
protecting the pawn.
Although I've actually been doing a little bit of off-stream lessons, not for like pay or anything, but for fun with some friends. So that's been cool too. Um,
Like,
she declines trading. She just comes back. And now we see this
this isn't
queen
possible now.
is lining up the mates. So probably we need this move, bishop to f1. She needs to
Is
see
it?
the mate.
Yeah, it's not possible.
She might be thinking about something else, but to me,
Do I
there's...
only have f3?
Oh, she's thinking about f3. No, no, she has bishop f1. She's not seeing it right now. She's not seeing it yet. Okay, she's played it. It's a little weak. But yeah, this is just going to be kind of a tough game because she gave up a pawn early in the center. She's been making some moves that are not helping her
This person's
development.
kind of destroying me.
She could have played like rook c1 a while ago, and that could have been helpful. All right, queen to e2. I like this move a lot. Just connecting the rooks, right? Doubling on the e file. We have a
Okay,
potential trade
now
being offered.
bishop e4, knight takes,
Yeah,
I
there's knight
take,
takes on
you take with
c3 is
check,
very
so we
annoying.
don't want to do that.
This
But
move opens up a
now,
lot here.
I mean, this
So yeah, I would trade on d5. Now, this is an
bishop
attack on
e4,
the bishop. Yeah, she needs to
I
save the
have to worry
bishop.
about the pawn.
If we play rook d1 now, we're going to lose our a pawn. So here, this is a skewer. This is a nice skewer, and it's not clear. I guess there's, yeah, queen
I'm
d7.
wondering, is rook d1 a move?
Yes, rook d1 is exactly a move. And just for people tuning in, she cannot hear me. She is her headphones out, so I'm able to give advice for the audience, not to her. We'll be going over the games
To
after.
the queen down.
So she should continue attacking. Yeah, rook c1. In fact, I would have preferred rook e to d1, just in case if the queen went here, she could have gone with the other rook, and she'd be controlling both files. Although, to be fair, if she went with this rook, after rook c1 hitting the queen, there would have been this trade with check. So yeah, she's done a good job forcing the queen back, but black is still just perfectly placed to
Bishop c5.
defending.
Oh, we still
She's thinking about this
have to
move.
worry about Mr. Man.
She's down a lot of time here.
Okay, I'm going here.
Yo, Joe Cam with the huge raid. Let's go. Welcome in, Joe Cam. From one Joe to the next. Shout out to Joe Cam. Thank you. Welcome in. We're giving a lesson to
Yo, thanks for the
Sabrina.
raid.
Infinite, thanks for the follow as well. Welcome in. What's up, 5 card? The Joe Lab part 2. It's a great question. Whenever. Maybe next week. Thank you, Myvi, for the lurk. Haven't seen me since Vegas. Oh my goodness. It's been a while. Alright, so here, yeah, rook c2, kind of a questionable move. Allowing the light square bishop trade. We just take back with the f-pawn, but now we have an isolated e-pawn. So yeah, curious what she does
Kind of
with the
annoying
rook
that
on
I had to take
c2.
like that, but
Probably she has
whatever.
to double. And she knows it. So yeah, maybe she'll double rooks on the c file.
Mods. Yo,
Thanks, Joe.
someone ban Mussolini. Please. They were really annoying the other day. I don't want them here. I want to push the pawn, but it's not a good idea right now. Maybe just here.
Who are we banning? I don't know. Mark Peterson sent a rose. Yo, I don't even know what that means.
Okay.
Thank you, though. Appreciate it.
Now maybe I could push it.
All right, she's getting a clamp down on the e-file. Honestly, if she gets the bishop to d6, which it looks like she
Okay, I'll
will,
ban him myself.
should be pretty solid here. Now, black can try to trade this off, but this does come with a tempo on the queen. So, best case for us, actually, black will sack an exchange. Trying to learn, sir? Well, welcome. Appreciate you being here.
I mean,
I love to teach.
they have to go here or one of these squares. Oh, it's a check. Okay. Good check, good check.
King in the corner. Pawn push. Now, apparently,
Interesting.
this is not the best move.
Rook c7.
She's identifying this instantly, it seems, which is really strong. Or doubling
Rook
as well.
c7.
Both are good.
I don't like that actually. It's
My rating after Vegas, I gained like 16 USCF. Mark, thanks for the follow. I'm like over 1900 USCF again, which is nice. I don't know
Rook
the
c7
exact.
because after they take.
Her instincts are tingling. What's my FIDE? It's like 1750, something like that. I actually haven't checked my
The
FIDE
time to
rating.
think about
Yeah, she's down a ton of time. Opponent
strength,
has
I
about
guess.
6 minutes. Okay, so she decided to go with the bishop. Honestly, it's a really tough position because rook c7 doesn't really come with any like concrete threats. It's just really active. So it's like positionally sound. But it does just like drop the e pawn. So yeah, taking I think makes a lot more sense. This is kind of a sneaky move actually. Queen to b7, lining up opposite the king. Now the h pawn is actually unprotected, so black could try some really sneaky tricks and maybe attack h3 with their rook. Um, yeah, sorry,
Create space for maybe putting the rook here.
we're not playing
Still,
viewers right now. Um, but maybe Serena plays viewers on other days. I'm not sure. Five card draw. If you need help with your chess.com account, feel free to send me a DM on Discord, or you can email me or message me on chess.com, or
I'm down on time. I have to focus.
maybe even send me like a Twitch whisper, like worst case scenario. Um, but yeah, I'm happy to help. I mean,
I
I'm
want to play
not
some
I'm
solid
not on
moves.
the support team directly, but I am staff. Glad you guys like the commentary. Okay, so queen and rook doubled here. I love doubling here on the c file. The computer maybe didn't like it so much, but I like it a lot. Computer like this move, queen f3, pressuring the bishop and the rook. And in some cases, maybe even we could pivot to pin the rook to the king. But I think doubling is a very solid choice, very smart here. And now they're tripling up. Rook c7 makes a ton of sense to me. Whoa, she stops a little short. She's going for the bishop, but of course the seventh rank would be a little stronger. There's this trade here. Probably we could have ignored it and just stepped the king up, but now we have to trade. Which honestly isn't so bad, because if you look at what she's got here, by going to the sixth rank, even though she didn't get to the seventh, she's actually threatening a fork here. She's not even threatening it. She's going to be getting some material back. King f7, it's a solid move. Takes, and now the computer's saying e4. Black's got to push. But that's not so obvious. I mean, pushing to clear space for the bishop actually makes a lot of sense. It's also attacking the b pawn, so this is actually just a really solid move, and the opponent finds it, unfortunately. We can give a check, but we are slowly but surely helping the king walk its way up, and now pawn push. There is bishop check.
Oh no,
She can block with the pawn.
that was a big oops.
Um, and now there's a check. No, there isn't a check, actually. That'd be a huge blunder. She said this is a big oops. It's not so obvious, I don't think. Definitely a tough spot to be in, though, in this position. So there's that check. And now this is a big blunder. She should try a desperado here, bishop
Fuck.
e3. Yeah, I think she would have been
Okay,
able to
I
catch.
threw. I threw.
It's okay. She was really low on time anyways, and down a pawn, so it would have been tough. I would have loved to have seen bishop e3 though from her, even though it's objectively the worst move in
Okay,
this sort
I'm
of time
so.
pressure. Um, it's a nice little bullet trick. I feel like I've pointed
So
this
funny. I
sort of
said
thing out
I'm
to her
better with time, and look where it
before.
got me.
It's okay as well. This is just kind of a warm-up game, you know? Bishop takes pawn. Bishop here is going to be a big threat. In fact, it's still playable, just to simplify things. If I were black, that's what I would do, actually. Here's another check that would have been annoying. Pin. Pin and win. Alright, free pawn for us. We're not giving up. We're not quitting. Takes free pawn. That's a free bishop. Gotta go. There's a world where she finds a stalemate, but it's very difficult.
Okay. Win one game that Joe Bruin's gonna review with you. Challenge impossible.
Checkmate. Um,
Hello.
Hi.
Ugh,
Honestly, it was
that was
kind of a
tough.
tough game. Um, but
Yeah, it's okay.
it really
I've
just came.
I've
It was just like one pawn push, really.
yeah, I think I know which one.
All right, let me invite you to the classroom and we'll go over it together.
I am not proud of how I played that.
And that's okay. It was just a warm-up game anyways.
This is true.
All right, I have
All right.
sent the invite. There you are. Perfect. Um, okay, so I don't know if I showed you this or if you just play the C3 Sicilian, but that's
Wait, wait,
exactly
wait.
what I
Sorry, one
play.
second. Um, sorry. Okay, I'm listening now. Sorry. Okay, go
No, you're
ahead.
good.
The Sicilian,
Yeah, I don't know if I taught you this or you just play this
the
already.
elephant.
Yeah.
I've learned a little bit of it, but I don't know much. I was just playing intuitively after
Yeah.
D4.
Well, it's basically exactly what I play against the Sicilian is C3,
Okay,
and
cool.
this is kind of a very pleasant setup for you.
Mm-hmm.
Castles, castles. Here you develop your last minor piece, and here you have a couple options. The computer,
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, just really likes D5.
Yeah,
Um,
I was thinking
like,
about it.
yeah, D5, just like I've noticed in my own like Alpine positions, whenever they just let you play D5, it just wants you to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Typically the main line after C3 is that black plays D5. And
Okay.
the idea
And then
is
do you still play D4 or you take?
I
Okay.
take, yeah. And like black's happy to do this because the knight can't develop a tempo on the queen.
Mm-hmm.
But I just play D4 now.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Okay.
times you'll get like an isolated pawn, but if they trade, then our knight can come out, and for the isolated pawn, it's whoever's controlling the square in front of the pawn that's typically for choice, just
Right.
as far as that goes. But here they play it a little more passive, and I just
Yeah.
like that you bring out the minor pieces. Here
I
I
was afraid of knight A5. What do you play if
oh
they
knight
do knight A5?
knight
You just
a
go,
yeah I
do
just
you
come back,
retreat?
yeah, same
Yeah,
thing you
okay. Okay.
did against b5.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I like h3 because we're just stopping
Mm-hmm.
something from landing on g4. It can be really annoying. Like most of the times, whenever
Right.
my opponent fianchettos, I like to
Mm-hmm.
double up here to try to trade, but it
Yeah.
can get annoying
Yeah.
after they play here, right?
Yeah,
Because they're
that's
attacking here
that was
and defending.
yeah. That was part of my process because I've played the King's Indian a little bit with the black pieces
Hmm.
and I've noticed that trade is very annoying and, kind of like fizzles out any attack you have on the king side
Yeah.
if you trade that bishop.
So this is a very solid sort of like prophylactic move.
Yeah.
Um, And now they attack the bishop, and a lot of people will like just naturally want to go to b3. This is like a very normal looking move. In this position, it's kind of double-edged. Like it's a little iffy. We always have to be worried or aware that they could play like b4, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny if our knight moves backwards, this pawn is hanging, but
Hmm.
in this situation, we actually have this sort of fork,
Yeah.
so it doesn't work. But a lot of times they'll have like the bishop fianchettoed already, so it doesn't work out like that. So I typically always go back to
Hmm.
d3 just to protect this pawn a little more.
I remember when I was first learning chess, I think I was watching Gotham chess video, and he said if you could have your knights on the, C3, F3, both central pawns in the center, and then the bishops behind the pawns, that's like the dream position in chess.
That's funny.
So I just thought it's a funny thing that lingers in my head when I play.
I didn't know uh like for me, whenever I teach people like the ideal, like if black does, 8 pawn moves to start the game, what would I do as
Yeah,
white? I would have
yeah.
these 2 pawns, these 2 knights, but I would put the bishops here and here as
Ah,
opposed
okay.
to these two.
It
Um,
probably depends on what they're doing, no?
exactly. So yeah, obviously, black's not gonna just make 8 random pawn moves. So, but yeah, like here
Yeah.
they're kind of tucked back a little bit more, maybe a little safer. But I love the bishop just on like c4 in general. Just it points to the king or it points to f7, right? And
Yeah.
like these are just kind of weak squares, and the bishops on c4 and f4 point there naturally. Um, but yeah, like a bishop on d3 is also really good if the king is castled. But here in the fianchetto, it's like not as good. But the bishop here is good because we can try to trade it for the fianchetto bishop. So, but yeah, like if you look at your position, you're castled, all the minor pieces are out, 2 pawns in the center. Like this is pretty much as good as it gets as far as openings go. So I really like how you are playing the opening, and they go here, and now here's where I would maybe differ a little bit in your line. So you played
Hmm.
rook to e1,
Hmm.
which is a development move. It's very solid. I would say that I would probably prefer bringing this rook to c1, and I would also
Yeah.
prefer playing queen d2. So there's a lot
For
of pros
for
and
the same
cons.
reason,
I like
for the
queen
trade.
d2 to go, yeah, exactly. Just following through with this idea. But also, queen d2 is good to just complete your development and connect your rooks.
Hmm.
Um, but I
True.
also want to advocate a lot for rook c1 because this is the only completely open file.
Bro.
So there's that, and also like rook here, this file is closed, and there's just more stuff in the way. And we don't particularly want to like start thinking about e5 right away. It's a little early,
Yeah.
and we also haven't completed our development or connected our rooks. So that's another argument for queen d2. But there's this other reason why I like playing rook c1, and it's because sometimes the knight will go here and attack our bishop. So
Hmm.
if we want to keep the bishop, let's say we played this move that we did in the game, and they go here. What would you do?
Um, is rook, or sorry, bishop e2, but it's kind of annoying when that happens. It's just like we would lose a pawn
Exactly.
on e4.
Yeah.
So I guess I'd have to I don't know. Engine would be like bishop b1 is fine. And might engine might say that, but
Yeah.
realistically, maybe I'd play bishop c2 or bishop c2. I wouldn't want to regress and put the bishop on the first rank. I would be stubborn.
Yeah, I don't actually know what the engine would say, but like in my personal experience, I like playing bishop b1 actually. I think it's fine. And then I'll play a3 later, and then I'll
Yeah,
move the
okay.
bishop again, and then but if I play rook c1 right away and they go here, then bishop e1 is actually totally reasonable all of a sudden, right?
True.
Unless you think it
Yeah.
still looks weird, but I do this
No,
like all
in
the
that case,
time.
it's fine. I
Yeah.
mean more because you're blocking the bishop. Or sorry, the rook.
Yeah, yeah. If the rook's already on c1, then this
Then yeah,
becomes
bishop can totally
much
chill
more
there. Like that
comfortable.
doesn't matter to me. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's look at maybe we could test the computer's opinion here. Yeah, it still likes d5 a lot. Um, but here, let's just say knight b4, which is reading as the top move. It is saying bishop b1 is the move, even
Hmm.
with the rook in the corner. But in this
That's what I said.
position, if we play
They don't,
rook
yeah.
c1, and now they go
Yeah,
here. Bishop b1 is the same, but like you could see how this is much more pleasant for us.
100%.
Okay, so that's just something to keep in mind. And I just like played the Sicilian or against the Sicilian with the Alpin all the time, so this is kind of normal. Um, so you should
Yeah,
expect to see this a lot. Another good thing about Rook C1, like just the nature of taking the open file, is that we're actually putting pressure on pieces
yeah,
and we're dissuading them from playing Queen C7, which they ended up going right here. And Queen
right.
C7, by the way, is just like asking for Rook C1. This is
Oh,
definitely
yeah, you're so
like what
correct.
I'm begging to play here.
You're so
Because then
right.
I'll
You're
play
so right
like
because
D5, knight takes here. Yeah.
I would play knight d5 if rook was there because if they take and I take back with the pawn, it's pinned, right? Like like
Well, they wouldn't take the knight because your knight hits their queen. Oh, actually, no, I see exactly what you're saying
you see
now.
what I mean?
Yeah, they would
Yeah,
take if they want to
that would
just
be cool.
yeah. No,
Because
I
then you also have the e7 square.
if they do something random, we would start with
Yeah,
d5 though. We don't go with the knight.
d5
Yeah, because if we go with
makes
knight
sense.
d5, they would just move their queen back.
Yeah, and then if you do
D5
this
just
and
instantly is winning material, right? Like if they move
100%,
the knight
yeah.
somewhere, anywhere, now we just
Yeah,
take with
we
the
right.
discovery.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
That makes way more sense. You're right.
but but um but yeah, you didn't really think too much about e5. You just kind of did it and then you thought about it. Does that seem fair?
About e5?
When yeah, so you played rook e1, they played queen c7, and then it felt like pretty quickly you played e5.
Yeah, because I thought when I put my rook on e1, I thought I would storm in on the e file.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I think I think it's a weak move like when you look deeper into it.
Well, yeah,
Lose the pawn.
we can ask ourselves like tactically, we can calculate if it works or not, right? Like
That's such a nice way to say, Sab, you lost a pawn here. You're
yeah,
just like,
so like
oh, we
you
can
just
think
count
tactically and like bro, I
we
blundered a
have
pawn.
yeah, we have two supporters and they have three, right?
Yeah.
And I think like you just have to see, okay, after takes, if they take
Was my
you
percent?
know,
Yeah.
takes. Now if we had like a bishop takes the king with check or
Yeah.
something, then
That could be
by all
cool,
means, for
but
sure,
nope.
yeah. Um,
Yep. Yeah.
like if the king was already on g7 and we played bishop check, then by all
Well,
means,
that's yeah, free
uh,
queen, but
yeah.
not the case.
But just because we have the rook and the x-ray doesn't mean that we just have to like think it works out. We still have to calculate. So e5 is not really the breakthrough that we want. Like not only just giving up a pawn, but also like I would say that we're not actually ready yet. We still need to think about this rook. We should still be thinking about queen d2 ideas or the other pawn push, d5. So
Yeah.
if we look at like structurally, when you have these two pawns in the center, their strength is not just like the space or the squares they control, it's also the flexibility of being able to push either pawn, right? So you have the option at any moment to push one or the other. So your opponent has to be on their toes and they have to be prepared for either push at any time. But when you
Yeah, that's
finally
a
do
great point.
push, then you're kind of committing, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just like a 50-50. It's kind of like we have to be very aware of like what the consequences are, especially against like a double fianchetto setup. It can be kind of double-edged to push because like if we push this pawn, this diagonal closes considerably, right?
Yeah.
And they don't have a pawn here, so they can't just like trade. Even if they could trade, like we still own this square right
Be
now.
better. Mm-hmm.
because they only have one piece on it. They do have an X-ray. Um, but yeah, like kicking out this knight is actually a lot awkward, or a lot more awkward for black than kicking out this knight. So
Yeah.
when we push this, we're kind of closing this diagonal a little bit, but we're really opening up this diagonal. And this diagonal is the one that points to our king, right?
Yeah.
This is like the
E5 was such an
aggressive,
oversight.
like
Yeah.
attacking bishop. It's pointing towards your king. It's like an offensive bishop, and this is more of like a defensive, like the king is here and this bishop is defending it. It's still controlling the center, but it's not as clear of a threat towards your king as like this bishop would be.
Yeah.
And then yeah, just the fact that the pawn is here and they can trade. Even like a lot of times, let's say your bishop was here and we do now have the rook support of this pawn and they just move here. Even pushing here, it's not going to
Not
be so
good.
good because they move the knight, let's say, and now look at all that's opened up
Yeah.
here. This pawn is actually very difficult to defend. You can see the eval already swings in black's favor here.
Yeah.
So we just have to be a little bit more careful when we push in the center, like
Push the pawn.
a little bit more. And the other thing is, like if we look at the time usage, you're at like 8:22 here. This move was maybe 20 seconds, right? They play queen c7, and
They
now
played pretty fast
yeah,
too,
they were
the
very
whole game,
quickly. Um,
which maybe gave me a little bit of
yeah.
anxiety, you know?
Here you played e5 with 6 seconds.
Right.
And then when they took, you took, this was 2 seconds, which is fine. They take, and here you spent a whole minute on this move, just taking back. And
Right.
then here is like another 40 seconds or whatever. But I would say that if you're spending 6 seconds to make this move, and then you then use a minute of time to think, and that's like when you realize, okay, you just kind of gave up a pawn. Like it's much
Yep.
better to use that full minute before you push and think like, okay, maybe I
Yes.
have alternatives, right?
Yeah.
So that's another thing about these sort of pawn pushes, or even just offering trades in general. Especially if you like a lot of times I'll go down a line where I might be giving up like a piece for two pawns, or I give up one pawn. And it's like those kind of trade offers are very committal because you can't really like take that back. So
Yeah.
sometimes I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna give up some material, I have to be very, very aware of like what the compensation is. Otherwise, I could just be down material for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
And so before I make that really committal decision, I'll look at some alternative like development, like improving moves, right? Like, are all my
Yeah.
pieces optimal? Is there like another plan that I can go for? So like here and here, two very low committal moves that are improving moves that can really benefit your position, right? And we're not risking.
Dude, I have commitment issues IRL, but I can't do it on the chessboard for some reason. Not on the right moves. No, seriously, you're so right because the worst move that, gave up my entire advantage is the one I thought the very least on.
Yeah. So that
That's
that
not a coincidence.
that's just a like a one move. This was a one time thing in this game. And again, like this is kind of a warm up. Like I wouldn't look too deeply into it, but I do think it's a good takeaway.
Yeah.
And also, you're totally right. Your opponent was playing instantly, like super quickly this whole game. And sometimes you
Yeah.
just run into people like that, and that's also okay. Like for the most part, you want to stay somewhat close to your opponent's time, but also, on the other hand, you should not like let their pace impact yours too much because knowing like when to use your time is really important. And
Yes.
if they play really quickly, like that could be really advantageous, like an online, like speed chess or whatever. But at the same time,
For
it's also
sure.
risky. Like they could make a really quick mistake. Like here, it was like you felt like you were down on time, which you were, So
Hmm.
you played fast, but it ended up burning you, even though you, on average, were spending more time than they were. It was just you spent low amount of time on like a very important move. And it's not
Hmm.
like this position is critical. It's just the move that you made, just kind of like set yourself up for like a really tough hill to climb for the rest of the game, right? So we go down a
Yeah,
pawn,
exactly.
and then here it was kind of like you really were hoping for like some sort of payout or compensation. You get the tempo on the queen, but
I just
you
wanted
don't.
tempo. I knew I wasn't winning anything
Well, the sad thing is by wanting the tempo, you kind of actually lose the tempo because you decide to
because
just
I have
come
to move
straight
that.
back. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you invited their queen from here where like they're lined up and kind of uncomfortable and they're not really coordinating with anything to here
Hmm.
where oh my goodness, they're threatening mate instantly, right? And your bishop has made
Yeah.
zero progress. So if you're to go for like this idea, you need to sort of have a follow up
Yeah.
where like probably maybe you just trade, like as sad as that might sound. It's probably better than well, I mean, I don't know. I there's like two trains of thought. One is to just commit to the plan so that you're not like wasting more time. But then the more like I think reasonable or like even mature ideas like okay, maybe I messed up and I just kind of have to like come back even though I know my bishop just came here, but
Yeah.
I'm at least keeping some material on the board because I'm down material and I know the more I trade, the harder it's going to be in the long run. So like sometimes taking is going to be okay, but you're kind of like delving deeper into this hole that you dug. Or sometimes coming back is okay, even though you're literally moving the bishop two times in a row to the same exact square. And you're like kind of helping them come back.
Well, if I traded, um, if I sorry, if I traded, I would have maybe at least, let's say, I decide to move my rook now. That would
Hmm.
be, I mean, that would be an intuitive move for me. Or also, if I open up this file, the e file, I could play knight. Oh, well,
Well, I
yeah.
mean, you already
Like
control that. Yeah.
let's say they had their queen on c6 and we're trying to set up a mate. At least at that point, I could play knight e4 instead of f3.
Yeah.
So
It's
that was a thought
it's
I had, but I didn't
this
trade.
is this is kind of a scary move. Like let's say I'm trying to think of a dumb move to make. Here you're saying knight e4. This is very dangerous actually. I would say that they should play something like this. And now if I go here, they can probably
Mm.
just sack the exchange and then just take here. So probably here you go here maybe, but okay, computer hates this still. I really don't know. But yeah, knight e4 is just not the move for me that I think deals with this threat. It's funny when they did play this move in the game. Um, Here you saw mate. You're like, is f3 really my only defense here?
I thought it was.
No, you had something maybe a bit more solid.
Wait, can I think for a second? Um,
Oh, we got a raid from Jen. Sorry if I missed that. Shout out to
yeah. No,
Jen.
no, it's okay. I didn't want to interrupt you. Shout out Jed. Thanks so much. Gave her a shout out on my channel. Is it something with like sacking a, well, not sacking, but putting a piece here and then discovered attack? I feel like
No.
no. I
Well,
really don't.
how can we defend mate?
I mean, just queen, queen f3.
No, that gives up a pawn, right?
Yeah. Um, I mean, King F1?
No.
This is a move I am blind to.
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
I really don't
Don't
see
worry,
it.
you'll see
What
it.
is it?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Uh, you're not gonna tell me I have to
No.
find it?
Yeah. You'll find it.
Thanks.
You'll find it.
Oh, bruh. Yeah, that's. Is it Bishop
Yeah.
F1?
Yeah.
I forget they can go there.
Yeah. This is like the F1 square is really um versatile. I would say that there's a lot of openings where so you castle, rook moves to the e file or wherever, and
And then someone puts
sometimes
their knight there or something.
yeah, the knight will go
Sometimes.
to d2 and then goes to f1 and it'll come up here or here. But it's also a place to tuck your bishop sometimes. But like whenever I have a problem, like a problem square, I like to think of it as like, okay, I'm getting mated on G2. Like I have to guard this square somehow. And I'm like, well, shoot, do I have any pieces? Like there's no good king moves, right? The rook can't go anywhere. The bishop is a
Yeah,
literally dark square piece. It can't control a light square. I have the
right.
knight. Okay, the knight cannot control the square, but it could maybe block this diagonal, but that's not a good turn like long-term solution. It's also not immediately doing anything because it's just straight up losing a piece. But
Hmm.
then okay, yeah, I'll find like okay, queen g4 defends, but the knight covers that. Queen f3 defends, but I'm gonna lose a pawn, right? So I'll like literally do a process of elimination. I'll go piece by piece, and I'll be like, okay, yeah, the bishop can come to f1, right?
Yeah.
And then like yeah, last resort, I'll play f3 if I really have to. Or like I mean, I would say f3 is better than queen f3, but if I see that I can defend mate with bishop f1, I would much rather do this than to play f3.
You know what? I just
f3's
wrote down bishops can go on the first rank
yeah,
in
pieces
my
can go
notes.
backwards except for pawns. Which is funny enough why we don't want to push the pawns because they
No,
create
you
these
know what?
permanent weaknesses.
The thing that you said about pawns, I wrote down pawns are not just controllers but also have leverage. I love that you said that. That actually helps so much. I know, like, sometimes you think it subconsciously or intuitively while you're playing, but I do much better when I have things like phrases I could remember.
Nice.
So I'm glad that you said that.
Awesome. So yeah, bishop f1 is something that even if you don't necessarily remember, I think just understanding the thought process of like, okay, I have to stop mate. Like, what's some like we also didn't talk about like giving checks, but that's another that kind of is the first thing that you should always look for in any position. Is like, okay, obviously they're threatening mate in one against us. I could save mate in one, but what would be better than saving mate is to play mate. But okay, obviously we don't have mate,
There is
and
no playmate here.
we also don't even have any checks. But
Exactly.
but yeah, going through like a process of elimination, finding all of your defensive resources, just understanding like what's available to you will help
Yeah.
you maximize you finding the best moves because if you're missing certain resources then you're potentially missing out on the best defense.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think this is an opportunity to improve moving forward, but okay, f3 gets the job done, and yeah, we get out of the file, and now here they're just kind of trading, right? This is opening up the bishop, they're attacking your knight, they're
Yeah.
attacking your bishop. Like this is a very just standard sort of move.
Right.
Notice if we had our rook already on c1, They wouldn't have
Yep.
these sort of squares available. They would be much less willing to go to anywhere on this file with their queen. And that includes queen c7 from the start. So that like
Yeah.
one move, the decision to like go here instead or to like push the pawn, like optimizing our opening efficiency has like really long-term impacts over the rest of the game.
Yeah.
So like yeah, this is like the first time, the second time, the third time they go here. And notice when they put the rook, also I would say they probably should have gone with this rook if I can be a little nitpicky, but
Hmm.
the moment they go here, you're already kind of feeling the pressure. So like black has the initiative in this game. They're developing basically with the tempo.
Yeah.
You move, and now this is another time where it's like, okay, you just now get the queen off the back rank, but you're just kind of having to deal with what they want to do. So you trade. This is a good move, right? And now it's like for once you're kind of actually throwing the punches. They go back. You develop with the tempo. Here, I would say I would go with this rook actually.
So that I could put the other one on
Yeah,
C1
because
later.
look what you did here.
You're so right. Ugh, that's so annoying.
It's okay. I,
Why
I
didn't
was
I think
I was
about
pointing
that?
this out in the game actually. If you go here and they go here and you go here, they do have this trade with check first. But you could still take with the queen, right? And you're
That's what I would have done.
yeah. So it's okay. It's like not that big of a deal, but it will help you, I think, with like just maximizing your tempo or your tempi. I guess maybe the plural of
Tempos,
tempo.
I'm pretty sure you could put an S there.
But yeah, if you ever have, I feel like I've shared this so many times before, so probably I've already told you this, but there's this very wise and famous grandmaster or chess player. I don't really know how the story goes, but they were saying whenever I can move either rook to the same square, I think long and
Hmm.
hard about the pros and cons of each rook and why I should go with one or the other. And after I decided which one is best, I go with the opposite.
I like that. That's funny.
And the joke is that, like, for the most part, it maybe doesn't matter too much, or like you're gonna be wrong even if you think about it long and hard. But honestly,
Yes.
though, if you really just don't think about it too much, you just well, here's like the actual helpful advice I would say is I like to think about where I want both rooks in the long run.
Mm.
And right now, the C and D files are kind of like the only completely open files. So, you know, like basically
Hmm.
rooks like open files, and that's determined by like how many pawns there are. So
Yeah.
if a file has no pawns, it's completely open. That's where the rooks want to be. And right now, there's only two open files, and you have two rooks. So ideally,
Yeah.
they'd both be there. That's why I said for black, I would have gone with this rook, right?
Yeah.
Because I kind of like this rook here. Because they go here,
Right.
and like, what's this rook gonna do?
You're
It's just
exactly,
staring at
yeah.
its own pawns. So, anyways, this could
Let
help
me
a
ask
little
you
bit.
a
Yeah.
question.
What's up?
Um, which chess piece do you think is the hardest to conceptualize before moving it? Like the permanence of the piece's position in the game. Which one is the hardest to see before actually moving it? If you know do you know what I mean?
I mean,
In your opinion.
I feel like one of the cop out answers would be like a knight. Knights are tricky, right?
Mm.
But but the like more nuanced answer would be that it depends on the position. So like, they say bishops are good in open positions and knights are good in closed positions.
Yeah.
I mean, knights, I feel like they really are tricky. Like, I mean, I've gotten forked a lot and like enough to basically be scarred.
Yes.
So like I will literally think about not only where the knight can go, but like where the knight can go from where it can go. So it's like, it gets complicated a lot faster than just thinking like one move ahead. But I've also had like these crazy ridiculous plans like okay, I have this 5 move sequence where my knight can go from here to like here where it's
Mm-hmm.
like okay, we're going to go here, here, here. We're going to go here, here, here. Like it's like okay, by the time the
Yeah.
knight has moved twice, like my opponent's threatening mate and I'm like okay, we throw all that out the window or whatever. But yeah, for bishops it's like
Yeah.
how the piece moves determines where it's going to be best, right? So maybe that's a really simple way of putting it, but knights have limited mobility, which is why they're best in the center.
Right.
Bishops move on the diagonals, that's why they like to be fianchettoed. It's literally the longest diagonal. And rooks move
Mm-hmm.
vertically, and that's why they like open files.
Yeah.
And you can just like mathematically count how many squares a piece controls, and that should give you like a good sort of rough estimate of like how happy the piece is. So in general, rule of thumb, like the more pieces, or sorry, the more squares a piece controls, the happier it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's really a good answer to your question.
No, I like it. Good.
It's like, what's the hardest to conceptualize how it moves?
Yeah, no, I think like that answer was also maybe up to interpretation a bit. The reason I thought of it was because I would say for me, it's probably most of the time the rook is what I struggle with because I do think it's personal, not just depending on the position, but just the person, I think. No, no, really, like obviously the position matters, but I think some people know how to maneuver certain pieces better. Would you disagree with that?
Well, I laughed because you said it was personal, and I was thinking you had like something against rooks personally.
Oh,
Like I just personally don't like
actually,
how
I
they.
do a little bit. My I learned chess a big reason I learned chess was so I could beat my dad.
Ah,
And my dad is very, very good at using rooks. Like,
mm,
I mean, I think he's like 1400 or 1300, but still, like, when I was learning, the rooks, he could use them to beat me quite easily. And I would always blunder mine, and low key, maybe a little traumatized from that. Like, I think he would just always like scream at me like in Russian the name of the rook, and like
mm.
I kind of hate them.
How do you
Kind of
say? How do you say it?
officer, like
Like
officer.
it's yeah, like officer.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, uh,
Tangent. Anyways,
I didn't realize it was so personal. No,
it's
it's okay.
whatever.
Uh,
It's not real. I think they're great. It's just yeah, I have a hard time conceptualizing them, and they're the piece where I make the move and regret it after the most.
really,
Probably rook trauma.
I feel like pawns are kind of the most regrettable pieces to push sometimes because it's the one piece you can't put back.
True.
But like yeah, rooks can be clumsy if you move the wrong one. You're like, great, now my rook's kind of stuck. But I feel like a lot of times like knights can be clumsy. Like knights are the most awkward piece to catch like past pawns, right? But I also
Yeah.
feel like people talk the most about terrible bishops, right? Like bishops are easy to get
Oh,
trapped behind pawns. If
right.
you don't know how to like work with the bishop, like people talk about the bishop being better than the knight, right? Which for some people can be kind of confusing because knights are really tricky and like they fork everything it seems. But like if you really see like the power of the bishop pair, like I mean, first off, your bishops are on back-to-back diagonals, which is like super strong. But like their
Mhm.
bishops are both fianchettoed and they're both on the long diagonal of the board, and like this is a very wide open
Their
position.
bishops are actually snipers on, yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
and like they had their queen and bishop lined up here, right? Threatening mate, induce your weakness. So it's like if you know how the pieces work and like where they want to go and you use them well, then you can really do some serious damage. But like bishops can be like the clumsiest piece, like tall pawn, you know.
Tall pawn. Yeah. Yeah.
Or
True.
like
Tall
yeah,
pawn.
you
I
know,
like that.
people
That's
talk
funny.
about like the oh, have you not heard that before?
No.
I definitely don't want to claim that that was my idea, but that is definitely a common saying. It's like, you know, knight
Hmm.
on the rim, but
Yeah.
like a
I
tall
heard that one.
pawn is like even more devastating. It's like a
Unless you make
demoralizing
it to the end game, then it's really helpful.
a tall pawn.
Yeah, I would say if you get to an end game, a pawn end game, and you have a bishop, they're really nice.
There's some funny like I don't want to call them puzzles, but like there's these brain teaser positions,
Mhm.
especially for like computers. Like computers really terribly misevaluate certain like close positions where like you could have the whole entire like pawn wall just completely knotted up and there's like literally
Yeah.
zero way to make progress, but you give one side like a bunch of bishops behind their pawns and like they can't even sacrifice them or anything. And the computer will be like, "Oh
Yeah.
my God, we have so much material, like we have to be winning." There's
Right.
like no way to make progress. So
There was a post the other day on the chess.com Instagram of there was one pawn and
the rest of the
you
board
saw
is
that, yeah?
completely filled up with
Yeah.
pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, and I loved seeing other people find, the way out, the problems and the solution because there are different ways to get out of the but I love
Yeah.
yeah, it's not even a puzzle, but they're hilarious.
Is
Yeah, the zigzag.
the pawn like captures every piece along the way and then it like promotes to a knight and its mate.
Yeah, but did you
Yeah.
see the one person who found it, but yeah, like who found something different?
Yeah, that like
They've
they have like one queen move and the queen's supposed to chase the pawn, but instead there's like a way that you can like shuffle the pieces out so the king like has a way to move eventually. Or was that it or was it something else?
No,
Oh.
it was like um it was a way to get a piece on the um against the wall on either A or H file, I don't remember exactly. And track it down so that when it's zigzagging, can get captured.
Mm, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And I didn't see that. Um,
I'll find it and send it to you later. But it's interesting.
but yeah, I love people come up with these wacky, fun ideas. It's kind of like a composer, they call them, like a chess
Yes. Yeah.
composer. But
Yeah, because someone sat there, looked at that, and was like, I refuse to accept this.
yeah.
This is unacceptable, and I will sit here for hours until I figure out a way to make this wrong. I love that. It's so funny. All
All right.
right. Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
so let's
Okay.
finish this game real quick. I really like, you know, the skewer, right?
Yeah.
They're already down to just they only have one move really that saves the piece. So you're kind of on the right path, right? That you're the one that's now developing with tempo against the queen, right? With one move,
Yeah.
two moves, three moves, and you force their queen all the way back, right? And now, while they're moving their queen, dodging your pieces, you've improved your position, right? You put in
Yes.
pieces forward. So this just like is good chess and you're probably feeling better about it, right? Even though you're down a pawn, it's like it's not so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
And then here, I think you probably made an inaccurate move because I think you just let them.
Rook
Yeah,
C2.
you lifted the rook, which in general is actually kind of a good idea. Like lifting the
It's
rook is
just
very
move order,
nice, right?
probably. Should have traded
Yeah, we
first.
should just be more like cautious whenever these trades are available. We have to think of
Hmm.
what's going to happen, and you even identified it immediately after. You're like, I didn't like that I had to take with the pawn, right?
Yeah.
But you could have recognized that and prepared for that, right? There was not like there was any trick that black played to like isolate your pawn. This was
Yeah.
just like you skewered them, you're attacking the bishop, and it goes both ways. So they can always take you, and the only defender you have is the pawn. Like maybe if you're okay with the trade, maybe finding a bishop move and taking with the queen could have been a thing. Um,
Yeah.
so like maybe bishop here is an idea,
I
right?
actually was thinking that.
Yeah.
I was thinking that. I definitely felt the pressure of time to calculate whether there was something like this.
Okay.
Um,
Um, we're defending this pawn.
wait, yeah, hold on. You're right. I didn't see that.
I thought
Uh,
I wasn't sure if that's also why you played rook c2, was maybe you were worried their bishop was attacking your pawn.
I was worried about having to move my queen. I think I worry so much because it's such a chaseable piece, the queen,
Oh,
that
okay.
I don't love having her. Like you actually taught me this. You were saying
Yeah.
not this is not your fault at all, but you were just telling me like if you're gonna defend with anything,
Yeah.
pick a lower valued piece.
Yeah. And that is definitely good advice that I stand behind. Um,
Hmm.
but in this context, like I think we're more than happy to. I'm not saying that this is bad that we take with the queen or whatever, but there's even some lines where like there's these crazy lines where the rook and the knight are still underdeveloped, and like we will intentionally hang the rook, develop the knight, and like take back the bishop, even with the queen
Yeah, yeah.
actually. If the
Hmm.
queen can get on the place of the diagonal where the bishop
Yeah.
normally would be fianchettoed, even if we lose like a pawn and a rook, like there's massive compensation for that. Just
Yeah.
inherently, if we still have our dark square bishop, especially, and they don't,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
Me. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I wouldn't worry about like having the queen defending the pawn. I would say that like if you want to double the rook, that's great. But if we're also like not liking taking back with the pawn, then that's got to be the higher priority. If
Yeah.
I could put it into like a terrible analogy, I would say that this kind of like rook lift, this is a slow sort of like a peacetime move. Like we're not at war or anything. But the problem is there's this active war going on between our bishops. So we're like in wartime. We have to
I'll
be.
be so honest with you. I forgot the queen was defending there. I
That's
would not
okay.
have. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
okay. Even still though, actually, I would say that a move like bishop to b6 attacking the rook is maybe like higher priority to us than like defending
Yeah.
a pawn, right? Because you go from
Yeah.
like you take tempo to now like passive again, and then now
Mhm.
you give up the tempo and the attack, and you give it to them. So like when you're not attacking, they're gonna take their opportunity to attack you. So this is a
Right.
defensive move, whereas this is an offensive move. And like if we're really worried about like defending, like it's still good to consider our offensive moves first. So people will be like a good defense is a strong offense or whatever. People say the same thing both ways, so I don't think it's that useful as a saying. But like,
Hmm.
just in general, like we were talking about this like mate threat before earlier. I'm like, what's better than defending mate is playing a mate. So, anyways, but yeah, I'm trying to say like we should look for these sort of tempo moves because then we can keep that initiative. But if we don't have anything, then okay, it's good to address their threats and like yes, this is a pawn, but also like this is a trade as well. And like if it's like you not seeing bishop f1, it's like we have to see that the queen defends the pawn because then we're going to be wasting moves doing things that are not actually going to help us because like that was not actually a problem, right? So then maybe we can
Yeah.
address maybe a bigger problem is okay, maybe we don't want to have to take back with the pawn
Hmm.
because now our pawn's kind of weak and a target, and our rook and queen lined up are now behind a pawn.
Exactly.
So you go
The
from
the extra one too. It definitely was a move order issue for me, I think.
I don't think it's.
because
I
what?
think. I mean, maybe move order is the right term because like you could have traded first, right, and then done something.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's like it's also like if Rook C2 was a defensive move, then I think that's a bigger problem. But Rook C2 can also be a multi-purpose move. Like trying to double the rooks, I
Yeah,
think
it's
is
it was not just, of
yeah,
course.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
It
think
was not
that's
just for
fine.
that reason. Yeah.
But even if you add up like both purposes, I still think that we fail to
Which,
recognize like this trade is kind of bad for our structure. So that
yes,
needs
I
to be
did
a
fail.
higher priority.
Mm-hmm.
And like
Yes.
another thought process, like there's a saying that to take is a mistake. So like for example here, when we trade, like yes, the mover might help you and that you don't have to take back a pawn here or whatever. But I would rather them take us than us take them because when we take, we help their queen develop actually.
Mhm.
Whereas the queen here is kind of backwards and passive. So that's why I liked moving the bishop. I was not looking to move here just to attack the rook. I was actually looking to move here because now we open the queen and rook up. So in the future, for example, if they take here, we can take with the queen, right, and put
Yeah,
pressure
but then I
here.
blunder the bishop, don't I?
Yeah, so obviously, so in this actual calculation, if they take here, I would take the rook, right? First and
Yeah.
foremost. So there's that.
Yep.
But second off, like I was trying to illustrate, let's say they just move here. I don't know. And like maybe we do something else random and now they take like okay, this is actually a huge problem for us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
Right, right.
but yeah, my idea was we move the bishop. I mean, we can move the bishop anywhere. We can move backwards. And if they take, we just take. And I feel like this is just it feels better to me to leave these opened up and attacking. Now like there's other things that are potentially wrong, right? Like when the queen takes, now this pawn's actually hanging with the tempo, so that's like that's why defending the things with other pieces in our queen is good. But anyways,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel like I'm just kind of rambling at this point. But like
No, you're not.
at the end of the day,
You're
this is a tempo against the rook, and that's
yeah.
like why even though like tactically this is a discovery with Chag, which would be terrible, we can still invest a move like this because now the rook's gonna have to either go really passive or they can go here. We can trade. Maybe we get them to take with the
Mm,
queen, and now the bishop's not
okay.
hanging. But like if
That's
they
cool.
take like this, I'm still not entirely sure how I can make this benefit us as much as I want it to. But
Well,
maybe we maybe we
maybe what
just
about bishop
take
c5? Oh, yeah,
take and
bishop
then go
c5.
here.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, so now this pawn's actually pinned to the rook. Oh, this does not work at all because of this. That's
The
being
catch.
nasty.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which actually happened later. Subtle foreshadowing.
oh, that is true. So
Yeah.
yeah, let's move on from this. I would say that like if
Sure.
we really had all the time in the world, like if it was a classical game and we're looking at all these different lines, like it feels like it would be simpler to just trade. Or like we don't have to go for the aggressive move if we don't like that our bishop's hanging a lot of lines. We could just go for like well, we also don't want to hang our b pawn, right? So maybe I mean bringing the bishop back is really passive. So like yeah, at the end of the day, this seems like it's kind of a compromise. It's like we're not complicating things, even though we're helping them develop their queen. At least we're not letting them trade. So
Mm-hmm.
now we can use the magic of
The
technology.
engine.
Yeah, it's just
Let's
taking is
see. What's the
best.
verdict? Taking? Yeah.
Yeah.
What about number two?
Here also, what's funny is
Rook.
it likes rook AD1 as
Hey,
opposed
that's
to
so
rook E.
funny. I
I think
wonder why
I
though.
think it's because they get this rook trade with the check, right? If you go here and then
Oh,
try
like you
this,
mentioned earlier.
yeah, they'll have this rook trade, right? Um, but okay. Anyways, here the second best move is bishop to c6. Oh yeah, it is bishop c6.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's B6.
See, you're right. C6. Oh, bishop c6 is kind of a. This is like one
That's
of those very
so wacky.
difficult.
Yeah.
This is I forgot what they're called. There's like a term for it. Either it's
For
like
putting the piece right in front of the square that it could be captured.
moving it along like the path that it moves, but not the full length. I don't know if it's like congruous or like superfluous. I don't know. I'm sure there's a better term that I
You're
can't think
thinking
of.
of an actual term or an adjective?
Collinear? Could that be it?
Congruence? Is that it?
I don't know. Anyways,
No, that congruence
there's
doesn't sound right.
there's a term for moving a piece but not the full distance. And it's like it's less natural for us to think about, I think. But
Yeah.
that's like this is a pro level sort of move. Like I see it a lot with like rook lifts, like when two rooks are staring at each other, they're kind of in
Mm-hmm.
this like standoff of like you take me, no you take me. And so if you can find like a pivot square for your piece, then it helps you try to double and you can really force the issue and you can get them to trade you first. And like that's kind of what the idea is here because if they take you, now we take and we're putting pressure
Yeah.
here and we're getting ready to double, right? Which is kind of like what you did. You went here to double, right? But this is like the pro way to do it is you're finding a better square for your rook to pivot on. And honestly, it's kind of like weird. Like they can just
That's
pressure
so
here
baller.
and then you take,
That's so cool. I
and then it
honestly, what
wants
a
you to.
cool move.
Well, it wants you to play. Like I don't know how much of a difference it really makes, um, this is a move that I like would advocate for. Like seeing it now, it's like okay, yeah, this is a great. Um,
Yeah.
it's a like a deeper level of move that.
And then even worse, if they don't trade with me, bishop b6, like you said before.
Oh
That's so gross.
well,
Because after, you know what I'm saying? Let's say they don't trade.
oops.
No? How could that be
Well,
bad?
I mean, like, what's wrong with just something like this even though?
Uh,
We were looking at this same
I guess
sort
it's
of.
just a trade. Yeah. Okay,
Um,
never mind.
yeah, it doesn't win material, but like if sometimes though, like the rooks can get really short on squares. Like sometimes your pieces can trap them on the back rank, but this is not one of those times. Um, but yeah, I like this move a lot. This is something that like for me to analyze and then to like turn on the engine and see it as even the second recommendation is like I think a solid takeaway.
Dude, if I made that move, delete my chess.com
No,
account
no, it's
because it
not.
wasn't me.
It's not that crazy,
Like
but
that is pretty. I feel like it is so goes so much against human nature, but it's just I think I'm not a very positional player. Maybe that's why I think I would never make that.
well, I wouldn't say never. Now you can then consider it as part of your arsenal. But like I
By the way, I tried to sorry, go ahead.
no, you go. You tried.
Just really quick, I tried to look up what it's called and all I got was underslide, which sounds kind of lame. Anyways.
Yeah. No, I think I heard it from like Maurice Ashley doing commentary talking about these sort of
Hmm.
moves. Like Dirkius. No, I feel like something collinear might be at senior mango. But okay. I like to use this like it's I think most commonly implemented with rooks, right? If two rooks are staring at each other, you don't want to trade because you're helping them develop pretty much. So if you can find these sort of pivot squares to double, then you can sort of force the issue, which is going to help you out in the long run. But okay. So yeah, we get this position and they push this pawn, which kind of frees up this pawn a little bit. Maybe they were already anticipating
Hmm.
bishop
Yeah.
c5, but at the same time, I like you get this e5, and you get
Yeah.
the bishop to d6. So this is a really solid spot for you to be in.
I really wanted that. Like that's why I put my
Yeah,
bishop there because I
yeah,
did want this
and this is really
setup.
smart. And after this move, king of the corner, they play
Oh, I struggled
f6.
here a lot. Yeah.
So this is actually kind of a complicated position because they're putting a lot of
Yeah.
pressure on your pawn, right? And this, though, inherently is just kind of a weakening move. So you played bishop c7, attacking the queen. And this is after a significant thing here from you, about a minute.
I know. I know.
Um,
Yeah.
and then you took, and like honestly, it's like taking is kind of the bailout option, I'd say. Um, like if nothing else, you have takes. Um, but yeah, this is very difficult to play. Like I wouldn't try to claim that I would be able to navigate this much better. But the engine likes rook c7, which is a very
I was
active.
thinking that I just can I just play I want to now that I have some time I want to
Yeah,
take a
you
moment
you
because
like called that move out really quickly actually, and you did think about it.
I did think about it but I couldn't find the good follow-up so I decided not to do it.
hmm it's not easy. Like
Um
I wasn't clear, I don't think, but
I like hear it, my instinct would be like they still take.
uh-huh.
And
I have a pretty idea.
wait, I'm sure you do, but hold on. I want to see. Um yeah, I don't know. I guess I can't immediately find something, but I would like to hear your idea.
I'm sure you can think of something.
Okay, I just feel bad because you were like I have an idea and I was like, "Wait."
Well, I mean, it's one thing for me to just tell you what I'm thinking, but it's another thing for you to like try to find it yourself first.
I mean, I'm trying to think what refutes like Queen F3 or something. Um,
What's the idea with Queen F3?
a checkmate?
Where?
Because what do you mean where?
Just
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Okay, so like Queen F3 and let's say
like what's your idea?
they take let's say well it's their move.
Let's say they do nothing and it's our move again.
You take and checkmate. You check
Take.
on F7 and then mate.
Oh, you have a faster mate than that.
Uh oh, you sack your queen,
No.
right?
No.
I have a is Queen F3 the move you were thinking about?
Well, yeah.
Okay,
Or
hold on.
Queen
Let me think
F1,
that.
I mean, but Queen F3 is
Queen,
worse.
yeah, queen sack doesn't work because of their bishop.
So I mean
Uh,
I to me it feels obvious like what the mate threat is. If white had infinite moves in a row, like what's the fastest mate we could play?
Um, Queen f7 check, and then you checkmate on g7.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm like
Yeah, but
having to make you
no, no, no.
say it out
Like
loud, but
that's very intuitive and obvious to me. Like
okay, that's good.
I could find that as a bullet player. I could find
Okay.
that quick, but I want to hear your creative one because that's
Well,
what I'm
no,
looking
I
for.
mean that's kind of that was it. That was the idea. Like here, you were like, I don't know what the follow up is after they take, and I was like, well, I have an idea, and you were like, oh, what is it? And I was like, you should like, it's not that
Mhm.
creative. Really, it's actually pretty straightforward, right?
It is,
Queen
and
here,
it's
queen takes, right?
definitely another thing where time like made me nervous and I didn't go for it.
Yeah, like I'm not claiming that I saw this while you were playing. Like I saw Rook C7 because the engine said it. You said Rook C7 out loud without the engine support. So this is a
Yeah,
very creative. This is like you're really setting yourself up for some problems if there's no like working idea out of it because your bishop's kind of
yes,
stuck behind enemy lines and it's hanging by two pieces. It's completely undefended, and it's the only thing defending your rook, right? So this is sort of
yeah,
like mission impossible. Like we have to be very certain that something's gonna work out for us. Otherwise, we're like in
right.
deep trouble. So what's really pretty with Queen F3, my idea and your idea, we're just threatening main two, right?
Yeah,
So how do they stop? Like they don't have time to take the bishop because we just have main two. So and they don't have
right.
time to take the rook
So
because it's defended.
they do Queen f8, and then
I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
wait, sorry. How would they defend it? You asked, yeah?
Yeah. You said
Queen f. Wait, hold on.
it's rook f8, but it's okay.
Oh my God, queen. Yeah, sorry. I'm looking at my queen.
You're
Yeah,
good. You're good.
rook f8.
Uh-huh.
Um,
And this to me, I'm not gonna say anymore. I'll just let you keep cooking.
mean,
What would you do?
oh shit, it
Not
doesn't
quite.
work.
Not quite.
Fuck.
Not
Hold
quite.
on, wait. Hold on. I'll find it. I'll find it. Uh, oh man. Oh, okay.
Very pretty, right?
Yeah,
So
that's nice.
that's a pretty one. This is like
That's really cool. There were
this is
so many ways to put them in danger and I didn't see it.
you did see it. I mean, you found it
Yeah,
just
like
now.
in real time though.
I mean, I didn't see that in real time by any means. Um, this
Okay, that
is
makes me feel better. Thanks.
this is like a very logical like this is a essentially like an impenetrable fortress that you set up unless they invest one of these moves. And this
Yeah,
move is like textbook very weakening, right? And
for my opponent.
yeah, so it's very weak to the king. Or just any F
Hmm.
pawn push is going to be inherently weakening. Um, and so getting the rook to c7 in combination with the open F file now, Queen F3. And my first thought on how to guard the F file is can they put anything in the way, right? They don't have a bishop here. They don't have any blockers really. So that's why
Yeah.
Rook F8 is kind of the first line of defense. Um, and the first thought to me, at least, it's like, okay, can we just take the rook? But then they take with the bishop. Actually, that's still mate. So
Yeah.
no, actually, if we take, then they take our rook. That's the problem.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's the issue.
So, so yes, but then, if we start with our checks, we see I mean, the other idea, maybe we think, okay, bishop and queen, can we sack the queen? But then bishop takes. So can we just remove the defender, right? Take the bishop with
Hmm.
check, and now the rook is free with mate, which is really a beautiful sort of sequence. It kind of came out of thin air, right? Like
Yeah.
this was looking pretty good for black, and then just in one move later, we already have these incredible threats. Just getting the rook on the seventh. Um, so yeah, like, is it reasonable to expect that you could find like a potential piece sacrifice to rook sacrifice for mate? Like, I don't think it's that easy, but this is kind of like, uh, if you put the pieces on good squares, like good things will happen, right? Your pieces become much more
Yeah.
active, and their king all of a sudden becomes super weak and vulnerable.
Yeah. I do feel confident that if I had figured out Queen F3, I would find, if I had like at least a minute, I
Yeah,
could find a checkmate
yeah.
because there were so
Sometimes
many.
sometimes a line can be really like long and complicated, but you go one step at a way. Like as you keep going, you find like the right direction, and then the moves become easier to find. So seeing
Yeah.
the big picture, you kind of have to look at like generally good moves, and then if you're like if your pieces are in the right spot at the right time, then all the pieces kind of come together.
Yeah.
Sort of pun intended, but it's like just playing like positionally leads to good tactics.
Serendipitous. Hmm.
So yeah, take, and now it likes either of these moves. Um, and they have to play king h8. We still go queen f7. Now they have rook g8. And now it likes bishop takes e5
Hmm. Makes sense.
because the bishop's pinned. So if takes, we have rook takes, and
Hmm.
yeah, it's the what do they say, that the tables have turned.
Yeah, they would only
um,
have a rook to work with against the queen.
so yeah, not easy to pull that off by any means. It also likes doubling rooks as well. Um, So yeah, it's like we have to accept that we're losing a pawn, but their pawns are doubled, isolated, and our pieces now are very active, and their king gets opened up. Um, okay. Anyways, yeah, like I said earlier, the bailout, if you are like too worried about finding something that works and like losing a piece, then the bailout is to just simply take. And even
Hmm.
that's like not even that bad for us anymore, actually. But but yeah, here you take, and now you save your bishop. They push the pawn, which is kind of annoying, but you get in here, which is also kind of annoying. And now you double the rooks, which is really nice.
Yeah,
And here I was thinking you would just continue, right?
I would. I was also thinking that, and then I decided to be smart and go on. I thought that it was a little bit useless. Rook C7,
Mm-hmm.
just because I was thinking in my head. After they move out of the way, I don't know what I'm doing next.
That's fine. I
And
mean,
and if I go Rook C6, I at least have a forked pawn and a bishop.
yeah. I think both squares offer threats, which are good, right? We like making threats because that's gonna put us on the initiative and our opponents on the defense and increase their chances of messing up. I would say, like,
Yeah.
just generally speaking, the seventh rank with the tempo and the queen is gonna just be like a solid, like, rewarding move. It's gonna pay off, like, either way. But yeah, this obviously hits the tempo and gets the pawn, but it's like that's less important than maybe the seventh rank because we can cause issues for the king, right? Especially in
Yeah.
combination with the bishop. And we can get
Mhm.
tempo on the bishop later, like anything to the f file.
True.
So okay. Like also here's another thing. If we go here, they can sort of block fairly easily, right? But if we go here, it's not really blockable. Like the rook is just hitting the queen directly. Um,
I didn't think about that
but
move.
even here, like they could block and we still get to c7. So there's, like you can keep this in your back pocket, so to speak.
Yeah.
But here and they just instantly rook d1, right? And now after you trade, um,
Hmm.
you actually end up having this nice fork
Yeah.
still, which is helpful, right? Whereas
And
like if your
engine
rook was
still doesn't
here,
like me. Yeah.
well, I mean you're still a little worse off, but
Down pawn in the center.
yeah, but like in theory you should be winning a pawn, but yeah, king lift and then you take this pawn, it's equal material, but this pawn and your king
It's scarier.
are yeah, it's this rook and the bishop can coordinate really well, and like the pawn push also hits this pawn, and like the check is really annoying. So this is just kind of a tough position to be in. Um, and it's also tough to like figure out a plan. Like I would maybe bring the bishop back, but it's still not obvious because it's like they can just attack your pieces somehow. So yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe even threaten to take here, right? I think you ended up saving your pawn, which is like a human move.
Right.
Um, but yeah, check is kind of gross, and I think you also just kind of were low on time as well at this point, so it was very difficult to. Um,
Yeah.
ooh, maybe bishop here,
Oh, that's cool.
but I
It's just
mean
that
we have
it was kind of
problems.
my only thing for that. Yeah.
We have a lot of problems. Is the big
Yeah.
problem. And then we get forked. Yeah. Here I was actually hoping I don't know if I told you this trick before. Maybe, but this is my classic
Just don't
like
put your
bullet trick.
king on the same squares at as the same
No,
as
you're
your piece.
you're thinking to like good chess. I'm thinking like degen bullet
What
time
is it?
scramble. Do you want to guess?
The trick?
Yeah. This is purely for online speed chess time scramble. Like not good actual chess, but after the yeah, once you get forked here, there's a high risk, high reward move.
Bishop e3.
Yeah.
That's so funny. That
It,
works for you?
I mean it works. I wouldn't say it works for me specifically, but it does. You'll catch like I'm
You'll
fairly
catch some
confident
fish?
your opponent pre-moved this capture.
Yeah, yeah, true.
Like I I'm fairly confident if you watch the replay, I think you would have caught him with it. And the sad thing is, you're still losing. You
Yeah.
do this block, they take, you take, and they just do something like this, or they can push the pawn now, and you're still losing. But like, if the situation wasn't so bad, like there are certainly times where something like this works out. So this is purely online degen,
Yeah.
like not actual good chess advice, but just like, listen, if you're gonna lose a whole rook, maybe you could try it, and maybe you only lose an exchange, right?
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
a lot of times it works with the queen.
Hmm.
I mean, like people hang their pieces intentionally to catch because it's like when you're thinking logically, um, you would never expect someone to hang a piece intentionally. It just doesn't register. So like even there's like top players that like will have this mutual blindness for blunders. Like two people will completely hang something and they don't take advantage of it because they don't even expect that it would be hanging. I'm not saying that's what this is, but this is along the lines of just like doing something completely unexpected to like catch them on a pre-move.
Hmm.
So yeah, in no way, shape, or form am I advocating for this as good chess. This is purely for online degeneracy. So I was
Yeah.
hoping you would give this a try, because like this position is you're really playing to hope for stalemate, And at that point, for me, I'm like, I might as well play a little hope chess and like see if I can get them here.
Yeah.
Because like, okay, best case we win the exchange, or like we only lose an exchange. Worst case we lose both the bishop and the rook. And if I don't try it, then I'm just down a rook, right? So it's like to me the difference is kind of negligible at that point. I'm losing the game either way. Maybe this is one last trick up my sleeve, and we can teach people maybe they shouldn't be making these pre-moves.
Yeah.
But otherwise, like, it's not a big deal. Um, like, okay, here it's kind of like, how do we build a stalemate? I think your opponent could have converted a little cleaner. Like here, they could give this skewer, right, to simplify. That's one
Mm-hmm.
thing. Here, I thought they should just pin you, and you can't
Yeah.
really save the bishop. If you go here, you get skewered again.
They check. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and they had more time than you. It didn't matter. Like, um, I don't know. Yeah, like this is also kind of a. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fine. If it was
But
a queen and your king
yeah.
was here, then you could set up a Rosen trap, but it was not to be, unfortunately. Anyways, all right.
Wait, you know what's funny? Wait, sorry, hold on.
Yeah.
Uh, okay. When you said that here to set this up, right?
Yeah.
Um, what move did you suggest?
If you go here, you get skewered.
Isn't that mate?
Not quite.
No. Okay, yeah, never mind.
It's okay.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I kind of said the Rosen trap, but someone asked what that is. So, I was saying pretend this is a queen, but maybe we just play this out, and I'll just make a queen. But there's a very common trap called the Rosen trap, where people will
I
like
have heard of this.
imagine they don't have these pieces, or like even with the pieces on it doesn't matter, but like you know let's say the time control is flipped, like they're really low on time and they're worried that okay, because you have a pawn, if you win on time you win the game. So people like to
Mm-hmm.
sacrifice pieces for the last pawn that you have, and that simplifies things because then they guarantee themselves a draw and they can just focus on promoting. So people will take the pawn and then they'll pre-move like a pawn push, expecting you to take the
Mm-hmm.
queen back. But if you put the king in the corner and they pre-move this pawn
Yeah,
push, it's now a
it's a
stalemate.
draw. Yeah.
So that's the Rosen trap, and it's named after the famous streamer Eric Rosen,
Eric
who
Rosen. Yep.
popularized this trick in online chess. He's pulled that off against like Fabi, I think. Yeah, shout out to
That's
Eric.
funny.
Anyways, um, it's kind of along the lines of this Desperado bishop block I mentioned, right? It's not the same as a Rosentrap, but it is the idea is similar. You're just catching your opponent on a pre-move. Um,
Right.
okay. Anyways, how's that for one game?
That was great. Um, do you have time for another?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, awesome.
Is that the wrong channel?
I think so.
So no,
Isn't it? It's Eric Rosen. Is it? It's Eric Rosen. Like
no, it
that's.
is I am Rosen. That is his channel.
Oh, I am Rosen. Yeah, someone shouted out Eric Rosen. There we go.
Where
All right, I'll be right back.
did someone shout out Eric Rosen? I don't see it. What are you sorry about, Physic? Can't see across channels. Yeah, everyone knows Eric. I mean, I assumed someone asked the like what the Rosentrap is, so maybe not everyone knows. I don't know. You made the wrong shout out? I don't see it. Oh, maybe that was in um Sabrina's channel. Yeah, I don't see maybe the shout out commands in the other channel. I just see the chat messages. Do I play OTB often? I would say not really, but maybe like twice a year I'll do classical, typically in Vegas. So earlier this year I played um in the National Open. That was just last month. That was almost 2 months ago now. And I played in the North American Open back in December, also in Vegas, just before New Year's. And I also just played at the Naroditsky Memorial in Charlotte, but that was Rapid and Blitz. So I would say that technically is over the board, but a lot of times when people ask, they're referring to like classical time control, which is fine. I would say like including Rapid and Blitz, I play a bit more. Like I just moved to St. Louis less than 2 years ago, and so sometimes they'll do like a weekly quad or Blitz on Friday and Saturday. So those are fun to play in, but I've only gone to like a handful, maybe like 3 or 4 quads and maybe like 2 or 3 blitzes. And I've been here, like I said, like almost 2 years now, so not that often in the grand scheme of things, to be honest. My membership actually might have expired. It's like $100. So if I've gone like I don't know, maybe 6 times for the tournaments, like is that enough to justify the price? I would say yes, but like I could be going more. It's not like the tournaments are free either. Like you have to pay an entry fee.
Okay, I'm back.
Um,
Sorry if I interrupted you.
no, you're good. I just to finish, I was saying like the tournaments at the St. Louis Chess Club, you have to pay an entry fee, but you can also win some prize money. So I've won some before, so it's not like it's um, totally like expensive. So you can like
What chess?
justify the price.
Which chess club?
The St. Louis Chess Club.
Oh, okay.
Exactly, $25. Wait, you or me? Do you know
That
if
would be weird
Joe
if it was
won?
you.
I mean, I've won some money.
Oh,
Oh,
he
Joe did.
did.
Let's go.
Not from that same tournament, but yeah, in general, yes.
Which with like a local thing.
Uh,
It's pretty cool.
I don't. There's one of two. I don't remember which one. But
Oh,
yeah.
Bishop Stars asked how I did at the Naroditsky Memorial. I think in the Blitz, I went like 7 out of 11, and the Rapid, I think 4.5 out of 7. So I think pretty good for me at least. Like a
That's nice.
positive score, yeah. Um, but it's I mean like I don't know. They have 2 sections, right? They have the open or like I guess they call it the master section, which like I would just get completely destroyed. Like I don't even know if they would even allow me to register for that. And then they have the I guess they called it the challenger section, but it's like the lower section. So they have the cap at like 2300 FIDE, I think. Um, but obviously like I'm not a terrible player and anyone can sign up for that, so it's I don't know. I don't know exactly what like a great or good score. I for me like any tournament I sign up for, if I have positive, then I'm feeling good. So, but yeah, it's like if I sign up and I'm playing against people that are all less than like 1,000 rated and I lose one game, that I think would technically be a bad score for me.
Yeah.
So, but like sometimes you run into like really underrated people and that just happens. So,
Mm.
and that, honestly, that tournament also just was not about like the chess. It was more about the the experience and just the people there. And
Yeah.
So yeah, if I lost every game, like I would still have been glad to have gone and participated.
Yeah.
Um, okay, yeah, you want to play the next one?
Yep. All right. I'm ready.
Awesome. Um, Sepper, I would very much disagree with you that I'm within National Master range. I really appreciate the compliment though. I just think it's very
Great. We have to
wrong.
play the London.
All right, I forgot we're watching.
I still play d5 against this.
I gotta pull up Sabrina's game. All right, I've missed like 7 moves. So she's got the black pieces. Solid stuff so far. Yeah, I'm around 1900 USCF, so it's like 300 elo, which is significant. Like if I really dedicated every day to improving at chess, I think it would still take me multiple years to gain 300 elo. Even like if I had a really good tournament,
I don't want 95.
if I won 100 elo, like from a really good tournament, I would have to do that 3 times. So, and the higher you go, the harder it is as well. And I would have to like not have any bad tournaments. So, if you guys want to know
I don't
like
want to put my bishop on b5.
what NM strength, I there's this
They move the rook. And
uh
then do we have c4?
there's a streamer that recently hit National
Keep their
Master,
pawns sitting there.
and he's been very popular, especially like on TikTok. Some of you probably watch him, or I hope know him by now, but his stream is like General Zod Chess, I think. But he just recently hit NM, maybe like a couple months ago, if not even sooner. So he just hit 2200 USCF for the first time. And his online rating is like 27, 28, like plus 100, like maybe even 2900. Like he's like beating like GMs in the
Okay,
pool.
what's wrong with bishop once takes c4? They'll probably just get their knight out. Or no, they have to move the rook.
Okay, this is a fantastic position for Sabrina.
The thing is, they move the rook, and I like 94, but I need to castle.
But yeah, I was watching General
Uh,
Zod. He's like 2800 or whatever. He's like beating up on all these title players. I'm like, how
to
is this guy
castle or to
not
play
in
knight
him?
e4?
But he was competing over the board consistently. He's like,
That's
yeah,
because
gained
then,
like 5 elo this
I mean, I guess they
tournament,
could still
4
play
elo
this.
this.
It's not that important.
He's like
Okay,
21, like
bishop
high
is
2100, right? Like not even in him. And I'm like,
yeah.
holy smokes, dude, this guy's an absolute beast. I would have loved to have seen maybe like, I don't know if she considered Queen B2. Um, I mean, obviously the knight move, so, but what else is there? Like taking, right? Like taking and maybe getting the
Yeah.
bishop here. Or like here, knight moves and then the bishop maybe moves. Hey, what's up, Nate? Good to see ya. Okay. Anyways, huge shout out to General Zod. I think the dude, not only is he just fantastic at chess, like just a super strong,
I want to
amazing
go back.
player. I was watching him commentate like a Magnus tournament. I forgot where it was, but I remember I had his stream and he was like giving his whole like heart and soul in the commentary, just like yelling and cracking jokes and going over the moves, and he was just in awe at like Magnus just doing
That's
Magnus
annoying
things.
because they have this after.
And
Okay.
then I opened
Um.
up the I love that Sabrina is just like thinking really hard on this position. I'm just talking about completely something
Okay.
irrelevant,
Queen
but
c6.
I opened up the actual like
Queen c6.
commentary broadcast. It
Knight
was like
e5.
I don't know who it was. It was
And
these
our bishop's
two
gone.
old like GMs that I'd never heard of, and they were like their feed was maybe
So do we have
delayed
to
or
go
slow,
queen
and
e5?
they were like, "Oh, and his opponent resigned," and I was like, "Dude, how can people like watch this when there's General Zod available?" It was like so much better.
My dog is scratching on my door.
Okay, I'm kind of curious why she chose to go here instead of like here, for example. Um, because here we're kind of in the way of the knight, right? Is she attacking this pawn? Does she want to take that pawn? She might be committing herself to it because I don't know. Defending it for a decade, Gari. I met Gari for the first time in
Bishop a4
Charlotte.
can't be a move. Bishop a4, knight,
Dude,
I
Sepper, if you
take,
get in him in a year, I'll do like whatever you want, man.
you take, and I don't win your piece back.
1 year
So
from today,
that sucks.
July 28th,
I lose a pawn again.
2027. Mark the calendar.
Unless, is that free? There's no way.
Sepper's about to go to some like sketchy country in the middle
No.
like of nowhere. He's gonna pay off some players, some arbiters, and he's gonna get in them and be like, easy peasy. And the funny thing is, after Sepper gets his NM title, we'll do like a bullet match or any we'll do like a blitz time control match, and I'll still
Really
adopt him.
unfortunate.
I was just kidding. You're gonna clip this. Sepper's gonna get some IM title, Iranian master. Just kidding. Um, nah, dude, I'm down for it, man. If you get NM, man, that'll be fun.
What?
Yeah, Danya and Hess, I think, is like the best commentary combo you could have.
I'm taking that.
All right, so what exactly are we? Yeah, Queen A5, I would say is certainly a miss. When we could play like Queen A6. So just allowing the knight here, then stepping back, and now here like Knight C5 is just kind of a free pawn, right? So Bishop E5, she was right to be really like questioning this move. Um, so she captures, knight takes, obviously tempo on the bishop, so she's got to save the piece. She's got to realize that this knight move is attacking the bishop and a discovery with the rook. So I'm kind of hoping,
Can't have one peaceful game here.
yeah, she's attacking the rook. This move is maybe a little weird. Um, Computer saying taking on f6. I really wish, I hope she castles soon. I think that's a huge problem right now in her position.
Yo, no way.
Okay, does she castle? Are you worried about her clock at all?
I guess they could go here and fork me, so.
Not right now, no. What
Well,
fork is she talking about?
should we castle?
This? Yes, she most certainly should castle. I genuinely
I'm gonna
don't
castle.
see what fork she's talking about. Do you guys see what fork she's talking about?
I move here. There's, I don't know, like if I don't have a plan, then they take on f6, and it sucks for me.
I wouldn't say that sucks. I would say that this is a really good position for black. What did I start in the chat?
Can I just go bishop b4?
Chess camps and chess coaches. Sepper, I mean, I'm happy. I mean, listen, Sepper, I'm happy to coach you
Okay, let's look.
for free. I don't think that I would be the best use of
Bishop
your time.
b4. You take.
But like once you look at the good coaches and see how much they're
I
charging,
take.
then you're welcome
You
to
take.
come back to me.
I take. But you can also take with the queen.
But like I said, I don't think I could help you get
Then I take
there
with
in
the
a year.
queen. How can I capitalize on this? Here, queen takes.
Yeah, she was at like 4 minutes and change versus 6 minutes, and I
Bishop
think
takes.
I think that was fine.
It's not,
But
doesn't really do
now
anything.
she has less than 3 minutes, and her opponent hasn't used any time. Like here, she just needs to find a quick bishop move, right? Like yeah, bishop back. It's kind of
Oh
inconsequential.
my god, my time.
Yeah, she realizes the time now.
I'm
Um,
overthinking everything. I have to stop.
she recognizes it. I would say that I'm not worried so much about the time, right? Like if you lose a game on time, that happens. We've all been there. That's not revolutionary, right? It's not gonna really, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's gonna. Uh, Also, by the way, bishop
Show
here
off?
looking kind
You
of
think this
nice.
is me showing off?
I wonder if that actually worked immediately. Oh no, there would be queen
I don't
takes.
think I'm showing off at all.
Wait, would there be queen takes? Wait, maybe bishop
Can we play
b4
this
was
now?
just instantly good. What am I thinking of? Oh no, they had knight takes back. Okay, my apologies. I thought that like if rook takes, they had queen takes, and then we could take the rook. But if we skewer them and they take our bishop, and we take this rook, then they have knight takes backwards, and both the knight and the queen are still defending the rook. So it didn't work. Now if they messed up with like queen
I don't see
takes,
an attack on their side.
no, that still would work. No, there's really no way they could
I
blunder
take.
that. They just take a free piece. I mean, you would get a rook, but at the cost of both bishops, and that is a very good investment for one rook,
Oh,
especially the bishop pair. Anyways,
you take.
oh, she's played it now.
And I take back. They just take my bishop.
Okay, so I'm thinking they have to
So if
take
they
on
take, I
f6.
probably should go here.
Just kind of interesting move. Basically, the idea is that our knight defends the bishop, and their knight attacks the bishop. So the
It
idea
does
is to
seem like my
just
opponent didn't see this move.
remove the defender. Yeah, Sepper, if you get an M, you can coach me. Uh, but yeah, I was on some sort of tangent about like losing on time and saying that it's fine. There's like a couple trains of thoughts here. Okay, this move we have to take back. Yes, it was important that we don't just take the rook blindly.
I don't think that improves their position.
This is a very interesting position here. Oh wow.
Here? What? This? Oh, here they have it. No, they don't have that because of the queen.
Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. This
Another
move
option is just. Oh no, I can't go back.
this move looks
Check.
very normal, right? And that's exactly what she's done. But this unfortunately allows for this move, which is very annoying. This is a terrible move because now we just take here. And now we have a lot of uh, winning ideas and moves here.
Oh man, Joe Bruin is going to yell at me for not considering taking back here first because the fork will still be imminent. This is potentially what I would get yelled at right now for.
What is she saying? That not taking here? Also, I hope she doesn't think that I yell at her.
Okay, I think I could take it.
Try not to raise my voice. F6 looked good, but rook c7 was really annoying, I think. Okay, anyways. All right, so in this position, we are up a rook, which looks pretty good to me. I would like to take this pawn. Defends the pawn, but sneakily threatens the puzzle rush back rank mate. And look at the time. Look at the time. It looked a lot worse, but she is up a rook and a pawn, and she's threatening mate. So, she might be down on time, but I would say that was a good investment. Oh my god, she's gonna get f2 for free, and she can force a queen. Wait, she can't force a queen trade. If the king steps up, she can force a queen
Trade and
trade.
simplify?
Um, but
No.
okay. Let's see how she converts this. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then put the queen like on d5 and we can lift our rooks and
Please let me be fast enough to play this game.
please queen d5. Or the computer even says a5, but yeah, this is like a beautiful square to be. You're defending both your pawns. You're blockading their pawn. You're pinning their pawn. You're opposite
This
the
is where all the
king.
bullet pays off, right?
We lift the rook to threaten mate. I'd say this we kind of lose a pawn, but even trading queens we're very happy with. So this is nice as well. This pawn is also hanging now, technically. I would just lift a rook. Exactly. Beautiful. We're threatening mate in 1, so they don't have time to threaten their mate in 1. So they have to play defensively, which means they have to go here. Or, I mean, I think that's kind of their only move, to be honest.
Rook
Oh,
here.
wow. Queen takes... Okay, you
Okay.
just resign.
I'm glad I did not
Very
have to figure
nice.
that out. Oh my god. Hello?
Hi. All right, do you know what I'm gonna
Bruh.
yell at you about?
Was I right
No,
about that part?
I was joking. No,
Okay.
I wouldn't yell at you about anything.
Not yell, but when I say yell, I mean like what you might point out.
Yeah. Let me invite you to the classroom and we can look at it.
Okay.
Um, so this game you're playing with the black pieces, and again you have pretty much very similar setup to how I play,
Mm.
and I think you did fairly well here. This was kind of this is like an awkward pawn, right, to deal with.
Yeah.
I think reasonably people will defend it with the queen. Um, but they push, and that's fine. Typically, it's kind of weakening. Um, Here, I feel like you should try to get castled, but it can
Mm.
be awkward to develop the bishop, and then they take, right? Um,
Yeah.
but still, I think maybe bishop e7, or maybe like if you wanted to trade here, but all right, you go here and then you induce a weakness, actually. They just push.
But I actually said that too. I was like, if they do push c4, I feel like it gives them a weakness. Does it
Well,
not?
um,
Or you're
it's
saying it
just,
gives me weakness?
no, it gives them a weakness. Well, you're inducing the weakness. It's an unforced error. Like I think they could just put the rook here, right?
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, they mess up, and this is just a free pawn for you, right? Takes, 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 and you're up a pawn, and you have the same threat, right? And they move the rook anyways, so they really just kind of like caved under no pressure. And then you develop this anyways, and okay, you save the bishop, and now they pin you, and maybe
Hmm.
they're threatening something like this, right?
Yeah.
So rook opposite your queen, you decide, okay, I'm gonna move the queen, right?
Yes.
So what's the thought process here?
Thought process was Wait, why can't I move the pieces?
Sorry, I have to enable it.
It's okay.
All right, you're good.
Okay. Thought process was can't go here. Um,
Why not?
well, because I would lose my bishop and also blunder my queen.
Mm-hmm.
Here I saw 95, which I can't defend my bishop anymore.
Can
So,
you? No? Why
I
not?
mean, I guess I could go back here, but I don't know what I saw that was wrong with this move.
Go. Yeah, okay.
Um, I eventually had to go there anyways, I'm pretty sure.
Uh-huh.
But um yeah, I don't know. I couldn't explain to you why. I just didn't like their knight getting in my space here. I don't know.
Well, what other... Do we look at all of our options, or are there more?
Um A3 or A6 and A5.
Yeah.
I played A5, I think. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then what
A5,
happened?
the thought process was um I'm trying to think. I really should have played A6 right away so that they didn't have knight B3
Yeah.
in retrospect,
Yeah.
but
Exactly.
I didn't consider that.
Yeah. Well, this is like a lesson learned. I would say the hard way, but it's not like it was that bad of an experience. They get the tempo, and you find Queen A6, right? But of course, now looking at it, if we play Queen A6 and they play here, now we can like castle, or we can take, or we can do anything we want, right? We've saved
Yeah.
ourselves a tempo, or maybe even two temp. Like Queen here, knight moves, we go back, and now they can do something like this.
Hmm.
And they actually just
But
won
they
a pawn.
didn't. They didn't do
Exactly,
it,
yeah. So they didn't
which
quite
was
punish you,
crazy.
right?
Yeah.
So, if we like really try to count and be nitpicky, it's like they could have won a pawn by going here, right?
Hmm.
And we go here, and now they could do this. So if we
Yeah.
compare the two options, like here versus here,
Oh my
here
god, sorry. Sorry, I almost dropped my water bottle and I scared the shit out of my dog. Sorry.
that
Okay.
happens. It's all good. Glad you didn't spill it. Okay.
That was
So yeah, if we go here, they go here, we go here, and then they take the pawn, right? But if we go here, by the time they go here to try to take the pawn, I already am freed up to like do literally anything else that I want to do, imaginable, right?
hmm.
Like we've
I
saved
did think
essentially
about that.
two,
This
yeah.
didn't work though. The bishop
Well,
A4 does
you
not.
don't even have that option if you go here, because this just hits you with the tempo. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
but
you can
after
go
that, I
here,
think
but
I considered it.
you just lose a piece, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So but yeah, if we go here and they go here, now we can consider this. It still might not be great because maybe they go here, but I mean, actually we just take this and they're still in threat. So,
Exactly.
um, yeah, my whole point of this is a really long-winded way of just saying like, hey, when our queen wants to move, we have to be very conscientious about where we go. We have to weigh our opponent's attacking ideas against our queen, right? We want to go to where our queen feels the most comfortable, where we're not going to get bullied or attacked around the board, right?
Yeah.
Like in your previous game, you were down a pawn, but then you traded and you started like bullying their queen off the board, right? You developed like three pieces with tempo against their queen, right?
Hmm.
So, if we allow our opponent to tempo our queen, we're giving them free real estate. We're giving them tempo, and we're delaying our own development, and we're going to fall
Yeah.
behind. So it's like the age old saying, like, don't bring the queen out too early. this isn't bringing the queen out too early, but this is like along the same lines of, okay, we want to put the queen where we're not gonna just get tempoed for free. So when we go here, we have to be aware of these sort of attacking moves with development, right?
Yeah.
This is a very big difference, I'd say, between these two moves. Even though it might not seem like it's a big difference, it really is.
Wait, hold on. Say that again. This is a very what?
Big difference between the two squares,
A6
the
and
two
A5.
moves. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what was going through my head because
I mean, you're just looking maybe at the control of the
no, I wasn't.
diagonal. Or you
I don't
just
think
maybe
so.
overlooked this. I don't know. Or like I think maybe when you were talking about this, you might have
Mhm.
been worried that the knight would fork everything here.
The
I
knight doesn't go
call me
there.
crazy, but that's I know. I mean, maybe sometimes
Oh, you mean maybe like I
I,
mistakenly thought.
you mentioned some fork, right? At some point, you're like,
I
oh,
don't know,
like
I'd have to roll the tape. I don't know.
I
I
think
think I did talk out loud a little bit, so I don't remember.
you said like they're threatening to fork me, and I was confused where. Oh, it's later. Okay.
Uh,
Anyways, it doesn't
yeah,
matter. Like, I'm just pointing this out now. Like, in the future, let's try to keep an eye out for these attacking moves, right?
yeah,
So, okay. All right. This, we lose a pawn, but they didn't take it. So now we take,
which was so weird.
they take, they're attacking the bishop. And here, like, I think you thought a lot um, when maybe you could make some quicker moves. And then
Yes.
you realized your time was running low and you picked up the pace, which is good. But okay, like here we see that the bishop's under attack, so we just kind of have to move it, right?
Yeah,
Unless we, see some checkmate, which we don't have any checks, or like some stronger attacks. Like maybe this is a decent move, or like this is also a decent move. So you
yeah,
find this, and they go here, and then like here, I think we should just castle, right?
yeah.
Right.
I did consider like hunting it down a bit, but
So
I thought it would end badly.
castling is great. I'm really glad you did it. That
Yeah.
was my biggest concern. Now your rooks are
Okay, good.
connected. You can start fighting for the center, right?
Yeah,
Um, and yeah, they just go here, and again, they're just attacking a piece. Like you just need to find a bishop move, right? It doesn't have to like end the game in checkmate. Like we just have to save our piece. So this is
yeah,
a moment where we don't have to think too long and hard, because we are starting to feel a little low on time because our opponent is over 6 minutes. We're under 4 minutes. Like this move, you go from 350 to 240.
yeah.
That's over a minute, and you had less than 4 minutes. So this move should not be taking that long.
Hmm.
We could go all the way back if we want. That's like really safe.
Yeah,
We are up a pawn. We're feeling great. At least I'm feeling great. But here it's like okay, 2 minutes to 6 minutes is like significant. So
I've got bad time blindness. Like genuinely, I don't mean to. Like just I don't always notice I'm low on time. Okay, let me play slower. Like I think it's more like I just completely forget about time.
yeah, and that happens. A lot of games I'll flag and I'm like I didn't even realize I was low on time.
Yeah.
So it's I was watching Uncle Jesse earlier today, as one does, and she was playing Bullet and she's flagging, and she's like caught off guard, and I had this comment in the chat saying like, it helps to look at the clock sometimes. It sounds really sarcastic because it also sounds obvious, but I don't actually think it's obvious at all because when you're playing chess, you're looking at the board, you're looking at the pieces, you're calculating. Like the clock is oftentimes just forgotten about, but obviously it's so important. Knowing how
Yeah.
much time you have will help you decide how much time you can spend and how
Right.
much time you have to think about certain moves and to calculate. but it's really important to kind of let your position dictate that as well, right? So recognizing when the position requires some really critical thought process or some moves, you want to invest some more time in that. And like this is not a critical moment or position at all. So you can't be spending over a quarter of your time to find
Mhm.
bishop e4 when pretty much any bishop move works besides like just the obvious throwing it away. So
Yeah.
any sort of retreating move, like going here, I would advocate against to just let them take, but here or here, totally reasonable. I think that your opponent was trying to play off of that because they were down in the position and up on
Mhm.
time. So I think they sort of picked up their pace and they were maybe even hoping that you would do another long think tank.
Yeah.
But they kind of messed up here. So you just had their rooks lined up. This is really nice. It gets a little tricky if they take on f6.
Yeah.
But they take here, which lets you take here, and then it gets tricky again after this, right? They're threatening mate, they're attacking the knight, and there's there's like a couple ways maybe you could defend that. Maybe like two decent ways to defend mate. One of them is very natural, and one of them, at least to me, looks very scary. Um, so you played one way. Do you know what the second way is to defend mate?
G6.
Yeah. So which one do you think is natural? Which one's scary for at least in my personal opinion right now?
Um, Typically it's a little scary if you move the middle pawn on a G or B file if you're castled, and then the bishop is staring that way and the queen can get it in, and it like that's the fear. But in this position, I probably should have done that instead of f6 because of the check.
Which check?
Um, like if I did f6.
Uh-huh. Sorry, I can give you the control. Oh, you have it.
No,
Okay.
I have it. I have it. If I did f6, they have a couple of options. They can't check with the queen because my queen is here.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do move their knight, they have another mate threat, which was an oversight for me.
Mm.
Um,
I'll be
and
honest,
if this did happen,
I didn't even see
what's up?
that. I said I'll be honest, I didn't even see that either.
Yeah, I didn't see that until I just moved the pieces. And I probably would just go like f7, rook f7 here, but it's still not good for me at all because for so many reasons. um,
Okay. So
and then I guess that's the only thing I could see immediately. Yeah,
okay, so wait, what does 96 do that's so strong?
threatens mate and attacks my rook.
Okay. Is there any other way besides knight takes e6 that white can threaten mate?
Uh, Rook c7,
Yeah.
and they get out of that
Yeah,
fork.
yeah, yeah. The
I
skewer.
see.
Um,
Yeah,
Rook c7
that's
is
great.
a nasty kind of move. So yeah, the natural move to me is f6 because we're both defending the mate and we're attacking a counterattack at the same time. G6, like you
Oh,
said, is
that's so true.
scary because you know, our bishop isn't fianchetted. Our bishop's over here, and their bishop is over here, and we're just a couple moves away, maybe, from getting mated or
Yeah.
something. Or are also our knights under attack, so it's very natural to try to attack them back. Um, so yeah, they did a good job, I think, of complicating things. This would have been the stronger complication. Bishop takes f6 because the knight's defending the bishop, so they can try
Yeah,
to
I did
remove.
actually say that. I said that out loud and I was like, "Oh, I should have thought about this before."
It's okay.
Because the fork will be there.
This is a good move, right? This is strong because you're gonna get some material. And like as of right now, everything's defended. And it's like, okay, even if they take, you can take a rook. And even if they take, you can take another rook. And even if they take the bishop, like you can still take this bishop. But it
Hmm.
gets complicated. Like maybe they threaten mate or something. So who knows? We can look at it later with the computer. But yeah, takes lets you take like this, which is good for you. And then they threaten mate and they fork you, but they're still in the skewer. And you have two moves here. And apparently g6 is better. I would be more scared to play g6, but it turns out f6 is actually what we should be more afraid of because now they've got even more mate threats, and this gets really complicated. Like you saw rook f7 maybe as a move. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, like ultimately, I think because they have so much stuff hanging, like all we have to do is save mate, and we should be still better. But let's look at this with the fresh eyes of
Yeah.
the engine, maybe.
Sure.
So we save our piece. They attack the piece. We skewer them.
Hmm.
So it's saying the best move is bishop back. Don't even deal with any of that. Um,
Hmm.
which like we could have maybe gone here immediately. Like same reason why I wouldn't want to go here is because the knight can take. Is like if we go here, even though we have a like an attack on the knight, they have this move, which is really annoying. And our bishop
Yeah.
just is a little like weaker or maybe more susceptible or more open here. Whereas all the way back here, it's very safe. Um, not to say that like this is a position that you have to play it safe. Like I like I actually like the bishop on this diagonal more. Like I think it's more active here for sure. Like in the
Yeah.
alternate universe where you did play here, I might be saying like, oh, this is a little passive or a little weak. But
Right.
there's always like pros and cons to everything. So it turns out in this line, um, this gets complicated. So like if they take here, the best move is ridiculous. It's saying bishop g6, which I would never be able to tell you that that's gonna be the only winning move for black. Like I would be like
Can you see why now or no?
takes and like
Check.
who knows what's
Oh, yeah.
happening. So if I take here, now they have knight takes backwards, and if we add up all of the material, we've lost three minor pieces for rook and bishop. So basically, it's like trading two minor pieces for a rook,
Right. Yeah.
which is not best for us. So after after bishop takes, apparently we just save the bishop, and they have these problems still.
That's
So
true. Yeah. They do
if
still have those problems.
if they save this bishop, okay, the rook is free. The rook is undefended. So if they save the rook, then the bishop is just a trade, and their knight has to go back somewhere. Um, so yeah, this is crazy kind of move, but it makes sense. So they can't like hold on and save everything. But this
Mhm.
would have been extremely tricky, right? Like I'm probably taking here or here. Um,
I think I would take the rook here. Um, which,
takes, and now we're getting mated actually. So
oh my God.
g4, queen to g5. Very sad, sad times. Um, okay,
Wow.
crazy how things can turn around so quick. But that's just kind of a defensive resource with all this stuff pointing at the king, and all of our stuff is kind of far from the king. But okay, they messed up. We take back with a knight, which is really important that you didn't just take the rook, right?
Yeah.
Because take and they actually take here, and we're getting cooked. Okay,
Hmm.
um, so you take here, here, and now f6 and g6 are the only moves that hold the advantage. G6 is slightly better, or maybe even a lot
Hmm.
better. F6, which you played, gets the job done, but
After rook c7, I feel like rook f7 still puts me better.
yeah, rook f7 is still good for you. Takes,
Yeah.
takes, and yeah, like they have
And
this and
then
this
I
hanging.
have, right.
Um, so yeah, and if they like move here, taking here is not good, but what we can go. Let's say knight c3. All right, well,
That makes sense.
I don't know. Yeah, this is still under attack. The rook is blocked. Um, yeah, it can get tricky. I'm wondering what happens after this rook f7, and they don't have this like trade here, and they're still in a pickle. So, so yeah, this is still very good for black. You just have to find rook f7. Um,
Wait, can I? Oh no, never mind. Never mind. I had an idea, but no.
yeah, so they took here, which was pretty bad, because now we take, and that's a free rook, and that's gonna be in more material. So we get the bishop, and now, I mean, you could even
Just
take,
trade.
yeah, and you're up a rook. So life is pretty good. And taking here was really smart
Yeah.
because you're still defending the pawn, you're threatening this pawn. They didn't want to
Mhm.
go here for some reason, so they just let you take
Yeah.
with check. And then going here was really smart because you're trading queens, and going here was really smart because you're defending everything. You're blocking the pawn, you're opposite their king. So here I really wanted you to just immediately go rook f2, I
Mm,
think.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, and just threaten the mate, I guess.
Yeah. I don't know why I waited. Why? Yeah. True.
So yeah, you hit the queen, you went with this rook, which is fine. Um, and
I
yeah, they
did the
just
thing you
resigned.
told me, where I thought about which rook to use and I picked the other one. That's what I did
Nice.
for sure.
Yeah, it's good to have both rook. Like this rook is helpful because your king is less checkable, right?
Yeah.
Like this rook is unprotected and it can be kind of bad in some crazy tactics, but um, yeah.
Someone was sorry. Someone was talking about a queen sack. Is that true?
Oh yeah, PKR, I think was it
I don't know who, but someone was talking about a queen sack. Did you see one?
on move 23. Was it so rook c7, knight g5. Queen takes and f takes. Ah, oh, very pretty. Yeah, I did not see
Wow.
this. So rook here, and like yeah, we were talking about rook f7, but of course there's an idea that we can still block the queen and try to save the knight. Um, but now they just sack here, and here we have to find rook f7 again. Um,
Honestly, I feel like I'd see the mate. I wouldn't take the queen.
takes here,
And
and
it's checkmate.
yeah, just any rook along the sixth or the g file, and we block, and then they made us. That's fun. Yeah, nice find PKR. I was not thinking about
That's
that.
cool. I've been sacking my queen quite a bit lately.
Really?
getting a lot of brilliance. I love finding those. Like, I'm actually not
Nice.
too bad at finding them if I'm in the
In
flow
the mood,
state.
the flow
Yeah,
state. That's
yeah.
good. Yeah, the queen is just another piece. Um, it's really nice
That's
to
not a way to
like.
treat your queen.
It's fun when you're just like hyper aware of like ways to toss the queen away and still win the game. Um, like if you get a rook to the open file and now maybe you can, sacrifice your queen, see if they'll take it so we can back rank them, stuff like that is pretty like bread and butter. But the knight g5, queen takes g5, pawn takes, rook and bishop mate combo. That's a pretty one.
Yeah.
Um, okay.
Wait,
Uh,
I kind of want to show you. I kind of want to show you one from the other day.
yeah.
Wait, are we? No, we're still on this game, aren't we? Or
No,
did
I
we already
mean
do all?
we kind of wrap this up here. We mentioned getting the rook to the second and threatening mate, and they just resigned.
Yeah. So, do you mind if I show you a game?
Of course not.
Okay. Um, am I able to load up a game of mine here, or is that only your?
When I click on games, I have add games option.
I
So
don't. I do not.
you can either start your own classroom and add it, or you can send me the PGN. Was it a game you played
Okay.
online?
Yeah, I can find.
Yeah, you can just send me
I
the
can find
link
it and
too,
start it.
or
Okay, I'll send you a link
you can
then.
do the classroom.
Um, I think I remember the opponent's name. Show off time. I feel like you would. I honestly kind of just want to see if you could find them. If you would also find the idea. Like I think you definitely would. I just wonder. You're not
It
watching my stream, are you?
No.
Okay.
It helps a lot if you tell me there's a move.
Yeah, I know. You already have that advantage. The PGN, right? Oh wait, the FEN is what I send you.
FEN is like the current position. The PGN is like the whole game.
Okay.
So if it's just a puzzle, you could send either.
Okay, send it to you on Discord. Can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry. Did you send it?
No, on Discord. Is that where
I mean, yeah, wherever you want.
the
Just
PGN? This is long.
that's
It's
fine.
big. Okay.
It might have gotten cut off, maybe. But okay, I have the link. Can I just click on that?
Yes, I think so. But I'm not in the classroom anymore.
That's okay. I can invite you to it. Benjiel fish.
Oh man, you're gonna see the end of it.
That's okay. All right. Let me invite you to the classroom. Hello, BP.
What's up? Okay.
Invited.
Okay, the engine's off, right?
Yeah. So what move is it? You want to just hop there?
Yeah, I'll hop there.
You made a YouTube short about this one?
I just clipped it. Because the reason is not because of the comment, but right after, someone was like, yeah, this is brilliant for a woman.
Oh, that's rude.
Yeah. Wait, my board keeps flipping. Hold on. Why am I consistently at the top? I'm so good. Oh, there, it was glitching. Okay, my bad.
I flipped it just now.
Wait,
That's okay.
bro. This is not.
Is this not the game?
This is the game. This is just. I'm so confused about what's going on. My name is on my opponent's pieces. Okay, there we go. I fixed it. I fixed it. I fixed it. Okay, I guess from here. Um,
Oh, did you play the
yeah.
move or did you miss it? You must have played
No,
it.
I played it. Just like what would you do from here?
From this position? Wait, it's white's turn. White doubles rooks, right? Oh, I watched the. I either saw the short or I saw you do it live.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, but yeah,
Never mind then.
you. So from here, oh yeah, I mean, you push this pawn, right? No, you trade rooks
Not
first,
here.
then you push the pawn.
I had to trade, and then I pushed the pawn, which
I
I think c4 was better than the queen sack. I'm so
Yeah,
proud of
no,
that.
this move is not easy to find. Like I wouldn't just like come up with this idea, I don't think. I saw it
How
just
is it?
now when you were flipping through the moves, but like if you told me this was a puzzle position, like I don't think I would be like, what on earth did you play here? But but yeah, C4 is a very nice find. Very nice. To follow this up with takes and then just it's game over instantly is awesome.
Yeah. And I was even thinking I could even do this because, well, actually, just kidding. I can't do that. Hold on. There
But
was
you
a
could
reason
do
that
that.
there's a reason I could do it, and I don't remember.
You did
Um,
have this.
Here,
But
here, and then they check, and then I go
yeah,
here,
you block with the knight. And
and then
you're up a
same
pawn.
situation. Yeah.
Yeah. Or okay, maybe they take no, but they have back rank issues. So yeah, you're doing well.
They can't do anything here.
Nope.
Like, even if it was something like this. Oh, well,
Oh, we
actually,
can't take
this
now.
does lose.
Yeah.
Wait. Um.
So block and take. Um.
Oh,
Oh yeah, back
that was the
rank.
problem.
Well, they have
Well,
something.
here and then do I have this?
No.
Nope. Nope, I do not have that. Okay, perhaps
We
I was
just bring the queen back.
perhaps there was an
It's
oversight.
okay. We come back and it's still equal material.
Huh, okay.
But
I guess it wasn't as lovely as I thought.
well, but
But what happened? Cool.
but yeah, they took and then you cooked.
I
This
shuffled
is
something.
beautiful. Yeah. Yeah,
It was a double queen stack.
I saw the position after this. I saw you calculating this out, and yeah, taking is really really fun. And then what they just resigned, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, this is like you said. This is the harder move to find. This is very nice for sure. Probably they could play something like this. Takes, and then I actually don't know. I guess maybe you go here. Yeah. Um, yeah, but they took and they lost instantly, just on the spot. This is like a hidden sort of tactic because the eval, like even the top three lines, you would never realize. The
Oh yeah,
taking is just
what did it even
instantly.
say?
It likes
Was c4 a move?
92.
Okay, it liked
Yeah, C4
c4.
is your top. It's the best move here. Really nice move. I was thinking rook d4. The computer
Good.
likes knight to e2. Um, or yeah, maybe just h3 is reasonable. Anything but taking, basically. So,
Yeah.
well, fun. Yeah, good find.
Thanks. I'm done showing off because the B4 idea just doesn't work.
I think taking should still be fine, right? It's maybe a little annoying. Hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Queen B2, it's saying. It's kind of funny. Anyways, um, hi Ruby. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for me. So, unless you, unless I guess,
I don't think I have the stamina for another game right now,
yeah,
honestly.
sounds good. But yeah, you
Uh,
you played two solid games. I mean, first one was just that one pawn push, but that was the warm up, and then the second game you had some moves where you put yourself in a little bit of time pressure unnecessarily, but it kind of played uh out well because I think your opponent was trying to play quickly and it cost them. I mean, you won a whole rook, so I think also
yeah,
they probably just were like maybe they just missed like the skewer on their rooks and then they tried to like play a little crazy and find like a quick mate, but then you defended it and they didn't try for this
yeah,
like rook c7 line. They just like I mean yeah, even earlier on like you sort of dropped a pawn and they didn't do it, so they were just playing pretty quickly. Um,
like I'm always losing a pawn in opening.
Yo, just add blue. What up? Good to see you. Hi Rubik's Cube. Good to see you. Um, yeah, shout out to the Rubik's fans out there. Everyone be sure to give Rubik's Cube a follow.
Yes, we're actually going to play our modded game, our Prince Cube, where we um, play 1 minute games, but I think it was every time I'm up 6 points of material, Rubik has to solve a cube. You've seen us
Oh,
play that, right?
I don't remember. I don't recall.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting.
Um, but yeah, it sounds cool. And also, if you play Chess Arena later, good luck.
Oh,
And
thanks. You
I'm
as
sure
well.
there'll be more events for it. And yeah, that should be fun. That should be like what, Friday? The
Yeah, it's supposed to be
31st?
Friday.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, yeah, I'm gonna head
Awesome.
out. Thanks again. It was a lot of
Thank you so
fun. Are you
much.
gonna
I really
continue
appreciated it.
or should I find someone else to raid?
Uh, yeah, I'm gonna continue, but that's up to you.
Yeah, I'll raid you.
Okay,
Perfect.
thank you so much. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I think you raided me the other day.
Yeah,
So,
but I mean, I appreciate the 3 hours of lesson.
yeah, well, I appreciate it too because it's fun for me and I get to hang out with people that like
I could tell.
chess.
You're a natural teacher.
Oh, thank you. You're a good student.
Thanks. Thanks.
Okay,
No, I've taught a lot. Like I've taught for years.
awesome.
I was a teacher, so I know a good one when I see it.
That means a lot. Thank you.
Mhm.
Appreciate it.
Of course.
All right.
All right. Enjoy your night.
I'll see you guys later. Take care.
See ya.
Bye.